So much pain, I'm like, when's it gonna stop? So much pain, cause my life's been a lot. So much pain, I'm getting tired of these blocks. I'm in last place right now, but I soon reach the top. So much pain, I'm like, when's it gonna stop? So much pain, cause my life's been...
Yeah. Was that the fancy? What was that?
Nah, I was just flushing things.
Oh, okay. Bam. Episode 8 of the Last Place podcast. We're back. It feels like I haven't done one of these in ages. I don't know why. It feels like man hasn't done this in like 3 months. But
episode 3 months. Because man, it's smoked that much this year.
That's probably why. Yeah. So episode 8 of the Last Place podcast. I'm your host, Young Dubhul. Got to keep it short and simple today. Sexatron, aka I'm alright. I'm alright. Who we got?
Your boy Big Tycoon Hunter, aka Chestnut Checkers. I like that. It's too simple.
I like that. If you know Hunter, he never really says that. He says Hunter, aka Tycoon Hunter.
Yeah,
so that was
aka Chestnut Checkers.
Chestnut Checkers. I like that. And
exotic.
So on my left today, special guest. Introduce yourself, bro.
I'm ZAHID, and what else am I meant to add?
To who you are, what do you do?
I am
because there's a reason that you're here with us. Just remember that.
I'm ZAHID. I'm a game developer, and I've been a game developer for about a year and a half now, so not too long. And I'm just working on a passion project, a solo project right now, and also working at Ninja Theory, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Can you explain who Ninja Theory are?
It's a company owned by Microsoft. They made like Devil May Cry and Hellblade and other games.
Was it Ninja Gaiden or am I wrong?
No, that's Team Ninja.
Damn.
You were there.
I was close.
It was close, you know.
Yeah.
We'll get into it though.
That's the day job now.
You get me so gassed, bro.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So yeah, shout out to people, everyone that's been tuning in.
Always, I appreciate every single one of you.
We appreciate
every. I was just about to say Hunter appreciates you all as well. ZAHID appreciates everybody too.
I appreciate fucking everyone.
He appreciates everyone for us, man. He's a big supporter of the podcast. He always tells us how much he loves it. He always messages me, sends me videos of him watching it whilst he's cooking.
Oh yeah,
Bagging
food.
Our brethrens have been saying how much I love the podcast. Shout out to a couple of the man them, all the man them who have been supporting regular. Like the man them come to me like fans, and it makes me laugh so much. But I love it, man. Like they tell me, "Oh, he said this. What do you think about boom, boom, boom?" Coming up with different things that have been said and all of that, and I'm just like, "Yo, what onto something, blood?"
Yeah, it's sick because man's just having a conversation.
We're just having a conversation, man. Just trying to spread positivity and let everybody know that anything's possible. And Z here 100%. On my left lets me know personal. Well, for everyone, but he lets me know personally, like like having a childhood dream of obviously being a games developer or wanting to develop games or being into gaming, and obviously knowing him as long as I have, to know that he's doing these amazing things is like, it's mind blowing. But then I expect it, but it's like, yeah.
Why do you expect it?
Because bro, you was definitely destined for greatness from college.
Nah, I don't think.
You went the extra step, bro.
Let's go into it though. Let's go into it properly though. So you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Did you say?
Now what I do, I work for Ninja Theory. It's a game company.
Okay.
And I've been working with them for a year and 5 months, and I've also been working on a side project as well.
What's the side project called?
It's called an Enra. Check it out. And
we're gonna leave all your links and everything on there.
There's a lot of links, you know.
Send all the main links through. We're gonna leave them in the description. I'm sure whilst we're speaking as well, I'll probably put some gameplay on the video version as well, so people can see. So
it's a project I've been working on for a year and 8 months. About a year and 8 months now. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. Coming September, maybe my maths is off actually.
That's long enough.
Yeah, it's been a long while. I thought it'd be a year.
I watched this game become just you like messing around with like character models and like you've got like a full-fledged like map, movement, parkour, enemy tracing.
Yeah, it started off as like literally bare bones skeleton, just learning something. And then it is what it is now. It's just full on. Everything's in there, but still pushing.
What sort of game is it? What game?
It's
is
a
it?
hack and slash game. You know, if you play like, I don't know, Batman or Devil May Cry or God of War, those games that have like mindless action fun.
Is that the one? I think I checked out your Instagram. Is the one where the guys just got the sword and he's just? Oh, so you can put up an example.
I must say,
Yeah, he's got the sword and he's just slashing people and stuff.
Yeah.
So what? Sorry, go on.
No, carry on.
What did you develop all of that?
So I didn't do any of the models because I can't model to save my life. But all the mechanics and scripting behind everything, putting it all together in the engine is my thing. Yeah.
So what the models are like? How the characters look?
Yeah. But
So
they're all like placeholders at the moment. You can buy them. You can just buy some and then whack them in. It's a little more complicated than I'm saying. It's a lot more complicated than that. But once you get them working, you can just have them as, this is a placeholder.
so have you got like a version of your main character that you've got in your head or visually that you're just waiting to like?
It's being modeled right now. I can't put it out yet.
No, of course. But what we see right now is just the tech demo version, essentially.
Yeah. Everything that what I want it to look like or how it behaves right now, as of right now.
So wait, is this your own game?
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you worked on with that company then?
So there's this game called Hellblade 2, which not a lot of people know, but it's like some Viking epic about psychosis. So they talk a lot about mental health in that game.
Okay.
Because the main character suffers from like psychosis.
Okay.
And how she deals with it. So she hears like all these voices in her ears, and it can get a little freaky sometimes. It can be. So I've been working on the combat team, with the combat team on the combat design side. So all the violence and fun stuff.
That's all you.
That's not all me. There's the 4 of us.
Okay.
There's 4 of us in the team.
You was a big component in there though.
A component.
A component.
The cog in that machine.
Okay.
So wait, what does your day look like then in terms of like?
Oh man, I don't know if I should say. So I wake up at like when I'm not going gym. Actually, no, include gym. I wake up at 5:30, and then I go gym. I leave gym about 7:30. Come home and work on my own stuff for an hour. Then at 8:30, I go to work and get there for like 9, and then I work till like 4. Go back home, then jump back on my own game till about 10 or 11.
Fuck. So what are you just when you're at work? Is it just like fixing stuff, breaking stuff?
It's more like implementation, so like building things from like either ground up or making things work better. But it's like making AI think for itself. So it's like if there's an enemy attacking you and squaring up to you, you want it to behave properly, as human-like as you can.
Yeah.
Because if it's off, you'll notice those kind of things.
The NPCs.
Okay.
Throwing them big words out, Shaq.
Wait, okay. 'Cause obviously, my knowledge of like this whole developing thing is just so basic. So I'm gonna ask you some simple questions.
That's
so I'm
fine.
guessing there's gonna be people that are thinking like me as well. So like, what is it like code based? So what are you doing this programming?
There's code-based and there's also visual scripting, which we used, if you remember.
And what engine are you using?
Unreal.
Shout out Unreal Engine.
And I've been using them since college, actually. And in college, we weren't really taught, anything, in my opinion. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, college. So this is how we met.
Yeah.
So I've known Z for a good few years now. We met in probably about 2014.
Jeez, was it?
It's about 2014.
No.
Yeah. So we met about 2014 because I did my first year of college at Warsaw, and then me and Z was in Southend City, Birmingham, the year after.
That's the location, everyone now you know.
Yeah. So we did that. It was a 2-year course as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a 2-year course. We did the games development course at college, so that's how I met Z. And then, that's how long I've known you.
It's been a long while.
It's been a very long while.
And then since then, fucking haven't seen you since.
Nah, you've seen me after. You've definitely seen me after.
Nah, just your Insta stories, you know.
At work, you see me at work.
After work.
After work, you never really seen me. You kind of vanished after
I
work.
had to, man. You have to.
I know,
You have to disappear into the mountains, come back a beast.
And that's exactly what you've done.
Facts. Now let's go back into that though. Sorry, because I'm so intrigued into like, how it works. So like you say, there's the visual programming and there's the
Actual script
okay,
programming. So like you type in the language itself. Like
and it does a movement.
For example, it would work that way. So like, I don't know, the simplest thing you could do in programming is like, have the console print text, and you can. Everybody does the same one. We've done the same one. It was always "Hello World,"
Okay.
and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I'm a game developer. I'm amazing." And it's just like you just
What did we use in college? Game
Maker. Oh my god.
So there's a software called Game Maker, and this is how a lot of people first kind of get introduced to making games and understanding like code and the mechanics behind simple things like movement. So realistically, I could probably break it down a bit better, because it's like with programming certain things, you have to set a, what's the word? You have to set a
variable.
No, I'm trying to break it down. I'm trying to make it more simple. You have to set
A rule
or an instruction.
yeah.
Yeah, so you have to give whatever. So let's say you've got a sprite. A sprite's a character model. You've got a sprite. So let's say it's a circle. So now you have to basically say, when I press the right arrow, it has to move this much distance. And then when I release the arrow, this ball will stop.
Yeah.
So then that's one thing. Then you have to do the same thing for the left. So you can basically copy and paste it, but then like invert the numbers, and then you do it for up. And then, but with the up one, because you want to do a jump, you have to now set gravity. So with the gravity thing now, if you just go up, it would just stay up. So now you have to kind of program it to now fall. So then you've got basic character movement, left, right, and up. But then doing platforms and stuff, you have to make them solid so the character doesn't fall through. And then you have to code that by doing that. And then now you'll be able to bounce the ball on top of the platform.
That's exactly right. That's a really good explanation.
So that's the best
way
way.
better than I could have said.
So wait, okay. So what's the difference between the visual one and then the programming, the actual text one?
Because the visuals you add to the program, if that makes sense.
Oh, so the visual already exists.
Oh no, they work together. The code
yeah,
exists
yeah,
together.
But you know what I'm trying to say though. So like programming.
It's like a template.
It's like a basic version of the scripting. Like anybody can do it.
So like the
Gara.
visuals could be all images from Google. So you could have like a picture of my head in your head.
Yeah.
But then you could have the program there already, the text that you want to do. But then you can add my face and your face to it, and then you'll see what it does.
Okay, I get it. 'Cause I'm looking at
Is that?
No, that was way off, man.
Was that way off?
Yeah, man, that was way off.
Okay, you go.
Visual scripting is like you use nodes on like a blank sheet, and then you connect these nodes. So, for example, one would be like if you press the forward button, go to the next node. What are you going to do? So it's like in order of execution, what these nodes do along the line.
You see, because I was only saying it in the sense of like, because if you have the visual thing, and whilst you've got the text, what's it called? Like the text code.
Yeah.
You could still swap out images, couldn't you?
Images?
Or the sprites.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Sprites are usually all like models, or whatever, completely separate.
This is what I meant.
Yeah,
this is what
so
I meant. Not
whatever
actual,
you
like,
do behind the scenes will affect everything else.
yeah, I was talking more sprites instead of when I say like visuals, but I meant like sprites. When I meant like characters, I'm just trying to make it as simple as possible, innit?
So what the visuals is? Would you say programming visually is more easier than programming text based?
I think that whole discipline of like modeling and environment art and all that stuff is pretty complex as well. Well, in game development, everybody does like one job and one element. Yeah. So there's like there could be hundreds of people working on a game. For example, what's your favorite game?
It sounds so basic. But like probably like FIFA.
So like for example with FIFA, and I don't know the exact number, but I'm gonna guess it's probably like 500 or 600 people working on the game. Probably, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it's probably like around that many people. So there's probably one person that's modeling just the football, and one person
or a team or something. Yeah. Like,
you know what is? I'm like, because obviously I'm not into games like that, but I don't really know. I just look at a game and think, okay, this is sick. Oh, it does this now, or the graphics are like this now. Like when games develop and stuff like that. Like, I don't actually think about, okay, there's 600 people that have built this game.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to say that.
Silly money in game development now. It's a big industry now. It's like everywhere. And they use like Unreal Engine for music videos as well.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
I think the latest one, not the latest, but one of the ones that got told to me was, I think, that song, that Lil Nas X song, Montero or something.
Ah.
The whole thing was made in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So that was a big advert for it, basically.
Wow,
so what's the difference between animation and game developing?
So animation falls into it as well, but you can have like different avenues of animation. You can have like animation in film, animation itself, like a anime. So you can make like film shorts, or you can make animations on the character models, it's not the model itself, but like to use it in the game, so that when you press a button, this animation happens. So you have way more control over that stuff because it's the game you're playing. Whereas like animation shorts and films that you watch, they're all animated, pre-rendered, like Ice Age, like that kind of stuff. That falls into that category heavily, yeah.
But okay, so gaming, you're more in control of the animation. With this, like this video animation, you don't have no control over it.
The other guys that do like cinematics do all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I get it.
It's like so many pieces to make games work.
Like with the best way I can explain, like what I know. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Professional. It's
You're
like it's like a you know, like a skeleton.
Yeah.
It's like an exoskeleton. So you have a skeleton with like a character like this, and then you can obviously mold whatever you want the person to look like.
We did that, didn't we?
I'm not sure.
We did animation in college.
No, I remember.
And it was using that weird character with the eyes and the legs, and
he looked like, you remember the
One Punch Man.
No, yeah, he looked like One Punch Man. But remember, this is a throwback. I know a lot of the older people know this. There was like a person on like a stick, and like he was like this, and you could move his limbs. But I think he used them for like reference for certain things.
Oh yeah, like.
But he was
the wooden one.
Yeah.
And the metal thing's going up his ass, basically.
Yeah, that one. But he was kind of like that, innit? So you have a character like this that's just kind of like bog standard, and then you could literally you could go on the internet, you could type in, you know, Kanye West, you could get like a Kanye West model, and now you've got Kanye West on this thing on this skeleton. So now you've got a character that looks like Kanye West, and then depending on what you program him to do. So if you want him to jump really high or squat all the time, or whatever, you can program that in. And whenever you play the game now, Kanye West will be squatting all the time.
Okay.
Or jumping a lot.
Okay. I get it.
And you do all of that.
Okay.
So when working on a game on my ones, it's like it's much fucking harder. It's way harder.
Completely independent. You got nobody on your team.
Well, there were like a few people that helped me. Like my housemate Aaron, he helped me with like a level block out. So I'm crap at making levels. That's why there's not so many.
So what's the levels?
It's like, you know, the actual worlds in the games.
Stages.
Like I'm crap at designing them because they usually get blocked out like little blocks, and then you play through them. They look good. And then you add your enemies and everything else, and it takes me way too long. I can do combat stuff in like a day or two. Now it's much easier than working on levels. That takes ages.
This shit just sounds so like, because I'm just seeing it as like just a game that you just pick up your pad and you just play. But you're saying
so many
some
stages.
Yeah.
There's too many stages.
So what made you want to start your own game or create your own game?
When I finished uni after college, there was a big gap, work and stuff, and then I went back to uni to do game design. After it, they were telling us at uni, yeah, you'll get jobs. They promised us this and that. So I started applying for jobs, and I got nothing. I got literally nothing back.
But sorry, do you remember in college, like after doing the course for basically like almost the full length of the 2 years, one of the teachers literally said, yeah, I doubt any of you will get into the gaming industry. It's super hard. And I was just like, what was the point?
Yeah. That's what they told us at uni as well. Like, well, they said at the beginning, yeah, you're all going to get jobs. And then at the end...
Fuck that teacher.
Oh, God, yes.
100%.
Yeah,
there was that... I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you're saying it's hard.
Yeah, so they say that at the start when you're starting the course, oh, it's easy, it's great, you'll get a job. At the end, when they've got you locked in and your payments have gone through, they're like, oh, nah, it's a little hard, you know, you might not get in. I was like, wow, that's a giant slap in the face.
And look at you just did it yourself, innit?
Yeah.
And then the opportunities came rolling from that.
I applied for a few jobs and I got like no's everywhere.
So why was that? No experience?
Yeah, it was no experience, and my quality of like game development was just wank. It was shit. I'm just be honest. And I did do one level design test. I applied to be a level designer. I never wanted to. I just didn't know there were other avenues.
Yeah.
And I did the test. It was like some futuristic shoot 'em up thing. And the feedback I got was like, obviously you didn't get the job, but for example, the enemies could use more variety. I was like, oh, sick. So I'll just start a new project. I linked up the boys. We went to Starbucks, as gangsters do.
I love Starbucks now, by the way. That's my new place. I literally discovered it like last week and I can't stop now. Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
That's
continue.
going to leave a hole in your account. And then but we went linked up at Starbucks and we just sat there and I was like, lads, I need to make a game because I want a job. You know, I've studied this for however long. And we just talked about what kind of games they want to play.
So what do you mean by you need to make a game because you want a job?
Because with the game industry, they'll hire you based on your actual work, your actual experience.
Portfolio.
Yeah, your portfolio. And I didn't have one. Mine was all uni work, and the uni work was all first-person shooters. They were all pretty crap.
Basic.
They were very basic. They weren't that great.
So why? Oh my God.
Basically, what you were showing them was like assignments.
Yeah, it was just assignment work.
And it was just like, what's this?
And they get it. Or when I got the job, they told me inside, they're like, we get this all the time. And the thing that they look for, and this is advice, they look for is what you do outside of uni. And most people don't do anything. They're like, oh, my uni stuff will carry me. And it never works. But I didn't know that at the time.
So even if you get like a first,
yeah,
2-1, they're still looking at you like,
yeah. I got a first, and I smashed most of the stuff. It was easy. It was just that because it was so easy, it wasn't complicated. The work looked basic too. And
so most industries, like if you get a first, they're like trying to grab you up in it.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know how. I know.
Like, I'm saying like at first it's usually like okay, like you can get into the door, but you're saying like it don't matter.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter.
You spend all your time studying, getting these high grades, and it's like they're like,
yeah, it wouldn't matter. It's like you can get your first, you can get a master's. There were a lot of people that wanted me to like trying to coerce. Is that the right word?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't know.
Convince
us
to do a master's. But then when I went and I saw the quality of the games that they're making, I was like, well, this isn't like master's level. They're just making games in teams. That's it.
So what did you? Okay, you said that you went to Starbucks and you had this conversation with your friends.
Yeah, I just asked them, what do you want to play? What can I make? And they said, make a third-person game. Like, where you can see your character. I was like, I can't do that, lads. That's too hard. I can do first-person because all you see is like a gun in his hands. But they said, nah, try it. Do it.
So who were these lads?
They were my friends. I was literally with one of them earlier, Danny, Adil. I grew up with them. They were like friends from school.
Okay.
And they're into their gaming-ish. Not so much anymore, but at the time they were. So I just needed that.
Shout out them, man, because them, man, are the reason. Well, partially part of the reason why you're at where you're at, it?
Yeah, 100%.
So what were they already in the gaming industry to where they?
They were just random Joes. Sorry, lads. They were doing their own thing. One was like in psychology. One was in like recruitment.
So why did they come up with that suggestion?
I just asked what they want to play in. Like,
just opinion, innit?
Yeah, just what do you think's useful? And they'd like not useful, but interesting.
He said, "What would you guys like to play?" And he said,
So what made you ask that question? You just
because I didn't know what people wanted to play, and I was like stuck.
And there's a big genre category of games, isn't it?
Yeah. There's like sports and
they could have said a mobile game. If all of his friends that day said we want to play a mobile game,
you would have made a mobile
Z
game.
would have
I
made a
will
mobile
never
game.
make a mobile.
Okay,
I will never make a mobile game ever.
Never say never.
Oh man, maybe I'm not in it for the money though. But that's a different.
Oh nah, but we're not. Some people
mobile games are made for the money.
Not more all the time. You could. What you would never port like your game to like mobile because that technology is possible if you attach a controller.
It is, yeah. I don't know, I want people to play the game on big screen,
I hear you.
How much graft we put in, not like scale it down.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So okay, what was your next step after that conversation then?
I went home and I just started I loaded up Unreal Engine. I just thought I'm going to start hammering it out and see what I can do. So I just started learning literally step by step how to make a third person game. And when I started, it was like, started as a first person game. You could rewind time and I was like, oh my God, this is great. I just followed a tutorial. I didn't know shit.
On my YouTube?
Yeah.
YouTube University.
Shout out YouTube University, bro. Shout out Trenches and Ashley.
And after that, I thought, man, if I keep following tutorials, I'm not going to learn anything. So I just literally started experimenting as much as I could. And it was, it took a long while. Like, COVID hit at that point. Good old COVID. And I was like, we got furlough off work with full pay.
So you had nothing but time.
Nothing.
So wait, you was working at this time now?
So at this point, during uni, I was working at the vape shop.
Yeah.
And that was a good time. I'm not going to say it was bad. It was just standard retail. The guys there were lovely though. So they put us on furlough with full pay. And I was like, sick, I've got nothing to do. So I literally spent like 14 hours every day just learning as much as I could, doing as much as I could. And it was a mad graft. Like every day I was dying. I would wake up at 11 and go to sleep at like 4. Some
Staring
days.
at the computer screen.
I loved it. It was an experience, man.
You had that desire to just...
Yeah, I wanted to make... Because then when I finally put like a video out and then I saw people's response, I got like 10, 20 likes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm fucking smashing it.
Mood. we trust me. We know how that feels.
Yeah, and obviously now it's different. I'm not that bothered about it because it's just
you just get on with it now, innit? Yeah.
Nah, you have to be grateful though, man, because you have to remember where you come from.
Nah, he's not saying he's not grateful.
Nah, but I'm saying you just always like remember what it was like to get them.
I do look back sometimes. Look at the good times.
Because he's getting all, like 10k likes or that.
10K?
I don't know, how much was it? Didn't you do like a bad boy post over there? Well, before, and it got like a load of likes or views or something.
It almost hit 900K.
Oh, sorry.
That's just views. That's just views.
Sorry.
Oh, you're saying what 10k is little?
So, yeah. Sorry, not 10k. Sorry, 900k. Almost a million.
I mean, the first million's the hardest.
Is it like flex? Well, yeah. Okay. So yeah, during COVID, you was in your house. You was banging it out 14 hours a day.
Every day, 7 days a week.
So what was your next step then? So what like you just use your initiative and like, yo, let me just go on YouTube University and just watch
YouTube University.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. We're claiming it now. So you just went on YouTube University or YouTube and you was just watching videos of how to like create third player games.
Yeah, it was like there was a whole bunch of tutorials.
Third person
games, sorry.
It was a whole bunch of journals and documents and all sorts, and I was just reading everything and just learning. There was these things called GDC talks where like really successful developers talk about how they did certain things.
What does GDC stand for? Game developers help with the C.
GDC, Game Developers Conference.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
you can go to. I think you can actually attend them.
Are they in the UK at all?
They're in the America.
The America.
Were you just watching this online?
Yeah. Some of them you can't access because you have to like pay.
Patreon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like behind the vault. So the ones that were free, I just learned as much as I could of them.
So what was it just going through the basics, the simple?
Nah, this was way more complicated. It's like The Last of Us AI stuff and there was a whole bunch of stuff.
So that actually like literally it broke down screen recordings of
visually everything, how they did stuff. So it's like a lot of people don't know that they just openly show their stuff and there's no secret.
It's mad, yeah, because like for me, let's say like the producer, the music industry, like producers are never supposed to share their screens because you're not supposed to give away the source.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because obviously not everyone produces the same, but everyone, let's say a lot of the industry uses FL Studio, which is a music production software. A lot of producers don't show their screen. So a lot of them will produce and they'll have their phone flipped to like them because they don't want people to see like their plugins or their VSTs, which are like sounds and effects.
It's selfish.
But you know what it is though? I think for me personally, sometimes it can seem selfish, but then sometimes it's like, you don't want the world sounding like you though.
I get that.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Like a lot of music today is quite repetitive because a lot of people are just stealing each other's source.
Yeah,
like a lot of beats just sound like Southside beats and all that kind of stuff. But that's because they've just done it by ear. But if mine was like gonna show his screen and everything he was using,
make it sound exactly the same.
Replicate everything. They put the same effects on the instruments, the sounds, the synths, and you just have a load of clones. You know what I'm trying to say? So I see why they do it. But then for an industry like gaming, that's amazing.
And that's very similar as well. People do clone stuff, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clones of everything.
But to be fair, even not even on such a technical thought, like there's a lot of games out there that are just like replicated. Because there's Breath of the Wild. This still amazes
Genshin
me.
Impact.
No, not even Genshin as well. But then there's what's the one with it looks like Icarus. It begins with an F. It's like a Ubisoft game.
Phoenix Rising,
I think.
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Immortals. That's like an exact replica. I don't know if one of the team moved there or they just did this by eye, but I feel like the game is just...
It is a good game though.
What do you mean by replica though? It looks at the exact same game.
Mechanics.
So like Breath of the Wild for me was like one of the first games to do what it did. Like it was an open world game. This is a Zelda game. It's on a Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
But it's an open world game. But it's like basically it's like a handheld game. But everything was just like, how can you explain Breath of the Wild? What made it so different to every other game?
Visuals look the mechanics.
Yeah, like the climbing, they had like a
climb on
stamina.
anything.
Yeah, you could climb on virtually anything. They had like a stamina bar, so you couldn't climb for too long. So you have to upgrade your stamina if you want to climb for longer. So you get tired from climbing.
Yeah.
If the surfaces were wet, you'd slip or you'd struggle.
Okay.
You could like cook food in like real time. Like you could throw a piece of meat on a fire and it would turn back into like cooked meat, and you could eat it and replenish your health.
So,
yeah, the way you used to interact with enemies, you could slow down time with like the equipment, and this was all happening in real, like just seamlessly, which is kind of.
And was this one of the first games to do this?
Like in such a seamless way.
Yeah,
I'd say. So I feel like a lot of the.
It did it well.
It did it well.
It
did it seamlessly.
It took from other games, but it did it better than other games.
But then this game, like Immortals, is literally just this Zelda game. But they've like reskinned it with the sprites. Remember I was saying to you? So it's like basically they've just taken this game and then swapped out the Zelda character for their own character kind of thing. Swapped out the enemies for different enemies, and it's kind of slightly adjusted the map or whatever, giving them a few extra abilities, just stuck there. But it's literally like
same.
It's very similar. Like I'll probably put up 2 clips of the game side by side or something.
Man, that would be good actually.
I'll do that.
So what? Okay.
Premiere Pro.
So okay, cool. This is me just thinking now. So I'm guessing within that industry, it's hard to get trademarks and stuff than the IP.
Oh man, so I actually went through the process of like starting a company and getting a trademark.
An IP.
It was hard. It was hard.
What's the name of your company?
Strive Studios.
So, because I'm guessing, because people can, as you're saying, like if people can switch out the characters and change some of the programming, it's a whole new thing, innit?
Yeah.
So it's not, you can't really trademark or IP that.
You can't really trademark code. You can't.
You only can really trademark certain new softwares or new things that you
Like
created.
Characters and names and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Characters, names, the
okay,
logos. Music is a big one actually. Audio is a huge one because music is like really easy just to take, but you can't like sell it. They can use all your shit, but they cannot sell it. As soon as they do, that breaches everything.
Okay. Cause I know that happens a lot with like, Facebook and Instagram and the whole social media thing. It's hard to kind of IP certain things.
Yeah.
Because it's code, as you said.
Yeah. Doesn't Facebook own Instagram as well though? Like,
yeah.
They own everything, don't they?
No, they own everything, but I think it means like like you post.
Yeah.
So like if you post something with music and stuff, they'll be like, oh,
No. I mean like the code behind the whole app.
Yeah.
The code behind the whole app. They can't really. I remember watching a documentary, and that was one of the main things it was talking about. So
Yeah.
just like how hard it is to kind of IP and trademark certain things.
It's pretty difficult, and I think as getting a trademark, logo, all that stuff sorted should be one of the first things if you have the money for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just hard when you're in it, and then people are starting to clone your stuff, which I've been in now. It gets harder and harder to show that you have that uniqueness, that somebody else who's just cloned your stuff is not the person that you've copied. So it gets difficult in that sense.
Because I know with Facebook and that, like, like how Facebook created like, let's say, there's something completely new, like the feed or something. You can trademark the feed.
Yeah.
But that's like completely new code, like no one's ever seen before. So I'm guessing, is it the same with gaming? Like if you do some completely new,
I
like,
think you can only copyright certain things that aren't too generalized. So say if you can't copyright like Mario Kart, you can't copyright racing or cars because it's such a general and broad term.
Yeah.
And that's why there's 1,000 different
Mario Kart
karting
clones.
games. Yeah,
It's like the characters are. That's why only Mario Kart has those kind of characters. But I might be wrong about all this because I don't know.
you seem, from what I can say, logically it seems correct.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because there's Disney kart game, and you'd be like, oh, let's just copy Mario Kart, but it's like,
That's what YouTube University taught us.
yeah, it's Disney is its own entity, and anyone can go karting, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's when they want to really like replicate the mechanics or something, can it? That's when it could.
Yeah.
But even then, it might
you can just change some little thing and it'd be something new. But I'm guessing, in your industry, if you can get that trademark or IP, it will make your company valuable.
You're chilling,
Because
fully chilling.
it's like fashion as well. Because my auntie was telling me this as well. This is why, like, like fast fashion, like Boohoo, can replicate clothes and stuff without getting sued or anything. They can literally, let's say, they can take like a 1-to-1 piece a one-on-one piece. So like, they can make the piece look identical to like a famous fashion brand, but then they might change. I think it has to be either 5 or 6 things, and they can do that internally. So they can change 5 or 6 ways how it's stitched on the inside for them to not breach any sort of like copyrights.
Okay.
So if you do slight changes, that's not
mad.
If
That's nuts.
Yeah, if it's not identical to the original piece or something like that, you can get away with it because it's different.
That's why IP and stuff like that is expensive. Like if you got that, it's valuable.
Yeah.
Like it's valuable.
I literally just spent for example, I was with my mate yesterday. We were rewriting the whole story of my game because it just wasn't coherent. So I just thought I need to sit down with him. He's really creative and I need to rewrite the whole story. And we were doing that all yesterday. Man, it was tiring. It takes it out of you. Words. But now that's done. I'm going to keep that very close, quiet, up until the point probably when it's ready.
Okay.
So I just don't want clones, simply.
So you think, because of like how you've got like story and it's got to be so in depth, you reckon it could like branch off into like a universe, books or something? And
I was hoping to have like sequels and then maybe possibly books though. I can't read.
yeah, but you can.
I wouldn't mind like animes. Yeah, that would be good. It would make sense.
Animes, movies.
Yeah.
Because you know what's mad as well, like with that whole thing, like this was just an idea to you, but then this could create like a world for people. You know, like when you go Comic-Con, people are going to be cosplaying your characters.
Imagine that.
I don't have to imagine, bro. That's going to happen.
Mental. Oh man, I hope so.
That's going to happen, bro.
So okay, so sorry. Just to touch back on that, your whole situation going through COVID and you getting fully on it. Like, what was your next steps after that then?
I actually stopped applying for jobs during that time because I thought if I keep applying for jobs, I'll run out of companies to apply for. And I was not even joking. I think I applied for a total of 19 jobs. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but there's not a lot of game companies in the
UK,
in Birmingham.
Sorry as well. Like if you keep, it makes sense though because I feel like if you keep applying for jobs and let's say you wasn't what's the word, hireable at the time, like
you're gonna blacklist you.
so like they're gonna be like he's applying again. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, and like he's just coming with a bog standard, blah blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it probably made more sense for you to actually do that.
Yeah. I actually changed my CV to be like it was like this ones that uni told us to make it really fancy and colourful. Yeah. Don't do that. Just keep it nice and professional.
How colourful are we talking?
It was colourful, man. It was like green on the side and like streaks and like it was just so stupid. But no, don't do that. Keep it professional.
So okay, you stopped applying for jobs, and then what was your next? Because at this time, you getting paid from furlough.
Yeah.
So you're not even thinking about money or anything. You're just thinking about creating.
Yeah, most of the money that would be like going bills, helping mumsy out, and then the money that was left over, I was putting it into like buying packs and stuff, like models to make it look nicer.
Explain what packs are quickly.
You can buy like character models off a marketplace,
textures and all that stuff.
Kind of stuff. Yeah. In simple terms, like skins for your character.
And these are just like quick ways to...
They've done all the hard work. They've spent hours and hours doing the work, and then you get their work for like 20 quid.
And then you can just literally drag and drop it and apply it to whatever you're doing, essentially.
It's a bit more complicated, it's like retargeting and stuff. Yeah. But once you know how to do it, it is basically a minute job. And
basically a fast forward. And yeah.
Now your empty character has cool looks and cool hair and nice... So but then I just started putting money into the game. And then it started improving in that sense. But I think at one point during that development process, I was like, I'm going to start a Kickstarter and try to get some money for this. But the game was it was crap at the time. And when I tried applying for it, they're like, no. They're like, no. Lol, no. And
so what did you start, as you was developing it, I'm guessing what you thought the game could be. What was driving you?
I think it was, every time I finished like a chunk and I learned something and I was like, oh my God, this is great. I love this. I kept pushing for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And
also one step at a time.
Yeah. And then when I started posting that thing on socials are like, yo, this is sick. Kind of. Some of the hate was really helpful, actually. Very good feedback at the start. Yeah. But some people are mad haters, Yeah. I love that. You need that feedback. You need it. Because if you surround yourself with people who are just nice and they're like, oh yeah, this game's great, you're never going to improve.
Facts.
Right.
You're just never going to improve.
But people are always going to have something to say anyway.
Yes, that's the best thing about the internet, man. Just put any of your work out there and you'll get like battered. But it'll only improve you.
You'll get criticism, you'll get positive feedback, you'll get negative feedback. It's yeah, the internet is a beautiful place. when
It's
you think
great.
about it.
It's great.
It's made or broke. Made or braked.
You can
Make or
Make
break.
make
Make break.
it,
Shake.
it did a lot of good and bad for people, shall I say? Yeah.
So you apply for your Kickstarter and then
They said no, and I worked on the game for like another month.
Sorry, what's a Kickstarter?
It's like a GoFundMe. It's like funding. You can like do a campaign to fund something,
okay.
and in that case, it was fund my game.
Is Kickstarter still a thing?
It's still a thing, yeah.
Okay, I feel like is Kickstarter like exclusively for like technology
No, it's
and
for anything.
It's for anything. It's just that like GoFundMe is just being
Yeah.
more popularized.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is. more
Kickstarter's for
people.
like businesses and that though. A
It's
lot
for
of businesses use it.
it's for anything.
Yeah, and
but
GoFundMe is more for like individuals. Kind of.
yeah, like a Kickstarter is for everything, but I feel like Kickstarter was more for like the technology, the
startups.
business, startups. Yeah, for real.
And then after that, I carried on working on the game. I didn't apply for jobs, didn't do anything. But then Ninja Theory reached out, and they were like, "You applied for this job back then. It was a level designer role." And I completely forgot about it. And they said to me, "Do you want to apply for a combat designer role? Should we move it over?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I don't mind. Anything to get me a job at this point." So they did that. I had the test.
And how did they get back to you? Just through like emails, or was it through
Now they called, and then they sent the email, and then
You reckon it's in your socials?
or was this through like a LinkedIn?
it
kind of
was
thing?
through socials. Well, I made a big boy portfolio full of all the stuff I was doing, and then from what I got told after I got the job, apparently that was sent with that job application, and then the person who saw it took that to the combat director and said, "Look at this." Yeah, he's like, "Yo,
This is why you have to be careful. I know people because people are watching you, innit?
Yeah,
We don't know who's watching this.
Like even with
podcast,
what
bro.
with
Man, no, bro.
people are watching, so people have to be very like your online presence is your online CV.
it is.
innit?
It is. Yeah, so you got to be careful of what you say.
That internet footstep, bro, is here forever.
Ever.
Yeah,
Forever.
don't say nothing stupid, people. Just be good. Just make a bad boy portfolio on everything and put it out, and then just wait.
Yeah.
We need to do a LinkedIn, you know.
Man, you need to have LinkedIn. LinkedIn's where it's at. You got all these old people with their crappy memes. Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Oh man,
Is that a whole different world? I was just thinking
It's
business.
just full of boomers, man. That's the best way I can put it.
What's a boomer, bro?
Like those
old people.
like old people, innit?
One is like Gen Z.
Yeah, it's like millennials, Gen Z, and then boomers. Do you not know this?
I feel like boomers are old people.
Yeah, it's just like it's just so it's like something it's not in regular terms that people use. It's just like Gen Z.
It's more like Mimi, like taking the piss out of them, kind of thing.
Okay.
For being old. It's like
It's
it's
just like-
their fault.
Like people with their no stuff up. That's how they refer to like the younger generation.
As boomers.
This be like those Gen Zs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those millennials.
So boomers are old people and Gen Z are young people.
I don't know what order it
You
is.
lot are millennials, yeah.
It's just based on like the years that you're born and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's silly stuff, man. But it's just easy way to like attack the boomers, isn't it?
Okay.
Is that you know when like man be like, these young kids don't know. Like we probably do it to the younger generation. Like,
Nah, we definitely do.
Yeah.
We definitely do. We do
Yeah,
to the older
100%.
we talk about the old heads all the time with that as well.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
The way people are just stuck in their ways and
Yeah,
you
I
just blame it on just like a whole. But you can't blame it on how the generation's living or how society's living. So you just attach the old people's mindset to like their way of how they grew up and stuff like that. That's basically what it is. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
They're stuck in their ways, kind of thing.
Have you got a LinkedIn?
I've got LinkedIn.
Have you seen any like anything back positive from having a LinkedIn?
Because I've post some of my work on LinkedIn as well, and I get a lot of job offers now on there, like a lot. Like every second day, there's somebody else like, "Hey, I've seen your game. Do you want to work on this?" I'm just like, "No, I don't want to work anywhere else. I love my job. I love what's happening, so I don't want to work anywhere else yet."
So LinkedIn's very important, you reckon?
I think it's really important that everybody should get on it. For like, if you're in these kind of roles where you can like hop around, do different jobs and stuff.
Freelancing kind of thing.
Yeah, like you have a skill, people want it. Get on LinkedIn, 100%.
Okay,
Post your work up.
Even networking and that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's a lot of people I've met on there that are really good, way better than I am, for example. And they have talks and all this stuff about whatever we do, and they give you links and you can watch it, and it's just really useful to have. And I think even if like young people want to get into game development, making it and then finding the people who are in the current game development studios, just seeing what they do, seeing what they like or what they share is really useful, because you can understand it from their point of view, what they're doing. So I would recommend it 100%.
And you can see, like, let's say if you want to get into game developing, you can look at someone that's got like a popular profile and be like, oh, this is where they started off. Maybe I should look for a similar sort of position.
Because it shows you your job history.
Yeah.
And mine's is something silly like game, vape shop, Ninja Theory, Microsoft. So when people see that, like, well, there's a bit of a contrast. I'm like, yeah, I know.
It's a bit of a leap.
What happened? I don't know, man. Just landed there.
That was a little shot then. Something silly. That's sort of off-camera joke.
Don't make me laugh, bro.
So you got that position, and then what was your next steps after that? Was you just like, wasn't you thinking like, how am I going to balance these?
That was the biggest problem, you know. I know where you're going with this.
Like the 14 hours a day, and now this job that I've applied for, you applied for before you even had this game.
Yeah.
Like now they want to work for me. Like, oh shit, I'm enjoying this a bit too much now.
I think having the separation between working on my game, trying to kill myself every day to make it good, and then working on a game where there's like a whole bunch of people and it's like a more team vibe. It's a really nice vibe. And then that separation, you can have like gym or whatever, cooking. It's just nice. But the focus always has stayed the same. I still go and do it. I feel like you have to keep pushing every day, even if it's like a small amount of stuff. If you go in and do one little thing, you're still doing something. But then stopping altogether is just going backwards in progress, in my opinion.
I guess it could make you like better in it, because it's kind of like if you wasn't to get that job, you'd probably be doing your game a lot more, but you probably wouldn't leave your house.
Yeah.
You'd just be like,
touch grass.
You know what I'm trying to say? You'd just be like tunnel vision to this. But now that you have to leave and then contact people and talk, and now you're learning from other people likewise.
Yeah.
That are doing exactly what you're doing, whether they're higher or lower. So you're teaching people, or you're learning from people. So now you've got like a whole new skill set as well as what you do, and you can apply it straight to what you're doing as well back home.
100%. I think that those people that I've seen have completely different lives. Like from living here to there, they have completely different lifestyles, man. It's crazy. And then I come in thinking, oh, I'm just going to carry on working the way I do, trying to work this way. It didn't work out like that. I was just tired.
So you got humbled.
I got humbled multiple times. You need people in your life that humble you, man.
And it's like good for network and like business as well, innit? Because you're gonna get into these places, meet different people, go to whatever conventions, be in Zoom calls with big people. That's also a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nice to be in those situations, but when those conventions come along, we'll all go together. It'll be fun.
So how did that company look at you? Like, did they find it, and was it an issue that you was working on your own thing?
So you normally have to like sign off that you're working on something on the side. But because the game I was working on was completely different, had nothing in common at all, they didn't mind. They said, yeah, it's fine. Just sign it off. Done.
So that's sick. Then so wait, how you went from being this guy that has zero experience, that your games, that what you've done is crappy, to like within this, how much span of time was it?
I would say about
6 months.
Coming up to from when I started to the job.
Yeah.
It was 6 months, yeah.
And you just
it was exactly
just
get out of my head.
It was exactly 6 months. Yeah.
So you just turned into a monster, and it was like, oh shit, okay.
Man, I'm surrounded by some of the best developers or people who've ever worked in game. They're fucking talented. So I'm there like a sponge trying to learn everything I can.
But that's what it is, though, and that's why you can't ever, especially in business, like you can't ever count anybody out. If you wasn't good enough then,
come on, bro, 100.
If you
sorry.
Oh, I didn't know if you agreed or not.
I was just having a conversation about it.
So
I found out my soul.
Yeah, like if you're just not good enough, then and like they said that you're not good enough, but they were nice enough to be like, yeah, just keep working or whatever. Like, you know when people say keep working, I think that's disrespectful. You know, like if I was to say, yo, I got these beats for you, and then somebody said, yo,
that's good, man, but keep working.
Yeah. Like before, I'd be like, I'm gonna bet. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. real ish. But if you stay on your thing like you did, and I just get better with my beats, and I send the same person says, yo, I need beats, and I send the beats again, like, yo, they could even remember, man. I'm like, yo, you have upgraded your thing mad compared to like what it was before. Less work.
Yeah.
But if I was stubborn enough and be like, yo, F my man, he ain't never getting,
Yeah, exactly.
he ain't never getting no
I
beat.
can't
from
lie,
me.
I probably would be like that.
Nah,
bro. I can't
don't
lie,
get it twisted,
I
bro.
would be like
Don't-
that.
don't get it
It's a bad trait, though.
Don't get it twisted. Man's been like that before, but then you understand as you grow, innit?
Yeah.
You understand as you grow, bro, because if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Because if somebody came up to us, if man came up to us saying they want to be on a podcast, bro, we're going to do the same thing.
Who are you, kind of thing?
Not even who.
Yeah.
Who are you?
You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Yeah.
That's
It
some real
doesn't
shit.
make sense, innit?
Like if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. If you
Yeah.
want to say, yo, I'm effing with your podcast, get me on, man, are gonna be like, but
Does it make sense?
what, yeah, what you doing? Like, is it impactful? Can we have a good conversation? Like, you can't just come on here just to come
And
on
just
here.
chill and just chat about
yeah, like it's not that kind of thing. You get me? Even though it is what it is, but you get me? There's still a purpose behind it. But we'd be like, nah, like, you know,
Oh, you'd be like,
what do you mean?
I'd just be like,
We know how you
I
say.
think you do need to get turned away a lot of times in life to get to that maturity point.
You
You
do
need to.
but then
if
it's
you
like-
don't, you'll always be like, "Oh, I'm great at everything," and then
Yeah.
as soon as it happens, you become a dickhead.
And
You
but then
start acting out.
it's the select handful of people that choose to say take it and be like, okay, I'm gonna grow, and then there's the others that become the haters.
Yeah.
that will be like, you're F my man, and then there's gonna be loads of them, bro.
Now there's majority of people decide to just go against it rather than listen.
Like, you see what we're doing?
facts,
We should
facts,
have no
facts,
we
facts,
should
facts.
we should have no haters, bro, because we're just doing positive, impactful stuff.
hear that?
But people will hate on us because, you know, we might say like,
It's because you're doing something, and they're doing something that you want to do. Oh, we should do a podcast. You hear people say that every day, but who actually does it? Who actually goes out there to get all the equipment, set things up? Shut up.
you heard it here from Z. You heard it here from Z.
well, yeah. So, how did you feel then? Okay, let's say did they initially reject you?
With Ninja Theory,
Yeah.
Now they gave me a test, and
Oh, so you applied and then they just came back to you. They just
Yeah.
waited for a bit.
about a week later, they're like, "Here's a test, and go complete the test." I'm not gonna say what it is because
Yeah,
but I completed the test. They gave us a week. I did it in like 2 days because, you know, when you got that much time, I didn't use it. You know what I mean? So I used it, sent it back, and then they came back to me. They said, "That's exactly what we're looking for. There's 2 more interviews." And then the second interview was with like 5 directors. It was scary, man. It's fucking scary.
Was you just like on one chair with like 5 people
Yeah.
on a long table?
No. It was on Teams.
Yeah, it's
COVID.
COVID.
It was COVID times. But them like the smartest people in that company for.
So you can't bullshit them.
Yeah, they'll see straight through you, and they will just bam, 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 question for like half an hour straight, just non-stop questions. It's like you're getting battered, and it was mad.
I could imagine them be like, so how did you get the character to? And you're just like, oh, yes. And in their head, they're thinking cap.
They're like, all right, we got this one. Then we pull out the card, and then what about this? But then there was another interview. That was all good, and then I started in. So I got the job in December, but then I started in January. I think it was like mid-January or something. No, I started on my birthday, February the 1st.
Swear, that was a nice birthday present.
They sent me a cake.
Yeah.
On my first day. It was in COVID. I was working from home. They sent me all the stuff. And they sent me a cake, and it was a banging cake, you know.
Yeah, that was no Costco cake. That was.
No, that was no cheap cake, man. Trust me. I was like, my days.
So how many people was going through this process then? Or how many people applied? How many like people would you like going against?
I don't know. I think there was like 11
for one position.
I think, yeah. I don't remember exactly. I should check, but on LinkedIn it said there was like 11 people who applied.
And you got headhunted as well, innit?
Well, I applied as a different role entirely.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
so they said, can we change it over?
You was technically headhunted because they
changed it over.
Yeah, they came back to you, innit? You didn't. You didn't take your own time to apply again for a new role. They said,
you might be better over here.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate that they did.
Because they could have just said, nah, we're not looking for you. But
they gave that chance.
Yeah, they gave that chance.
And it paid off, didn't it?
That's sick. That is. So so
opportunities do come.
That's sick because you didn't give up in it.
No, I didn't I got. There were many times I felt like, oh my days, I'm getting rejection after rejection. I'm making like fuck all money. I'm doing nothing with my life. Nothing's happening. I spent all this money, got in debt. for college and uni and education, put my belief into the system, and nothing's working out. And at the end, I was just there like, fuck me, this is shit. Might as well just go get hammered, yeah. So lots of nights out during COVID. No, I'm joking. I sleep.
Okay, that's sick though. I want to touch on that. So what was your mindset? Like you're saying you was thinking of giving up, but what made you want to carry on?
Fucking hell, when it got to that point, I felt like I wasn't very like how can I put it, mental health wise, I wasn't there in terms of I'm upset or sensitive or any of that stuff. Like something bothered me, it bothered me, that thing, not everything else. Like I always saw that one thing. I think it was tunnel vision, could have been dangerous, but it's like that one thing's bothering me. And I think if I stopped, I put this much effort into everything, it has to work out. This has to work, or where else am I really going to go? And the mentality was simply this, that I could be in the same position working in the vape shop for 40 years and be on the same money, for example, and family and mumsy won't have a better life, for example. Or I could kill myself now, like struggle hard and push it and constantly push it until it actually works. And that's it.
Yeah, it's a gem store.
It's like, it's
a gem.
Pushing against an impossible wall.
Yeah. Because as you're saying, you're getting so many rejections. It's like, what the fuck? But then you've got your own thing where it's working, and that's kind of like, okay, this is the reason for me to keep going, even though you don't know where it's taking you. You're just like,
it was blind faith, almost like you're progressing in your own self, but not progressing visually for other people. But I guess in this case, it was progression visually as well, because people were seeing it and uploads and stuff. So
I seen you, like I said, I seen your progression, bro, without even being with you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it was available. It's all available online, actually. I've got the first video posted on my Insta.
And this is what I was telling you about the whole journal thing. Even though like more in his industry, like he has to kind of do that, but you see what I'm trying to say? Like, so a lot of people forget their roots and just delete them things and keep only the top notch stuff. But you actually be able to, like, when you want to keep a note, whether it's videos or notes, audio or pictures, whatever. Like if you keep your stuff from the beginning, like I've got all my old beats, bro. Them things is trash. Nah, bro, before SoundCloud was when I got a bit of confidence to let random people listen. I've got some of the worst sounding beats in the history of histories, like on my computer. But I love them still. I can remember, like if I play them, these are from like way before, probably like 2010 or something like that. I can remember all the melodies. Like I hear the bells, because bells were popular back then, and I can hum along to them and all of that stuff. But maybe I post a horrible beat on one of the podcast intros or something like that, you know what I mean? Just to let people know. But yeah, like you have to keep that stuff, man, because I love to see where I've progressed from.
You can look back at it, and actually the fact that you're saying right now they're terrible shows that you in your own self think that, I've progressed. You have, but you haven't said it to yourself yet. But you can tell because you feel that way, right? Yeah,
like I did it as a hobby or just fun thing to do. But now I've got, I started taking it slightly more serious, and then I've got rappers on them now. Yeah. Remember, like I used to be fans of Tabs, younger Tabs.
Yeah. He don't know that though.
Yeah, he knows that, bro. You told him? Yeah, of course, bro. I ain't afraid to tell him that I was a fan, bro. I used to be in the music room listening to. This is my brethren now. Okay. Used to be in the music class at school listening to younger Tabs. You know, back in the day, P110 and GRM Daily and all of that stuff. Listening to rapping, he used to be like, he's the coldest. But then flash forward a few years later, that's my dog. I can call him whenever. He's rapped on bare my beats.
Like he was one of the first ones to be doing punchline rap in Birmingham.
Yeah,
punchline rap.
You know, like metaphors.
So sorry, guys.
Metaphors.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. Like he was one of the first ones to do that in Birmingham.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
so it's like a trendsetter.
Basically, basically, because this was around a time where Krypton, Conan, and Youngin and all of them like were doing that. You know who that is?
But I think
in London, they was doing all that in London, and no one was really doing that in Brum.
But I think man was still listening to Tabs before the man came out.
Nah, but I'm talking about around that time where the man was actually doing, and it was these men are doing, like these men's bars are going off everyone's head. Like no one was doing it. Like they made it mainstream, but he was actually doing it around the same time, innit?
Yeah, facts. So to know that man was making horrible beats for fun, started taking it slightly more serious, was like, I like this. Then to be a fan of someone, then to have them rapping on my beats,
then that whole journey you can look back and be like, this is how it started.
But that's actually like 10 years though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like this was
That's a great journey. You should document it heavily.
This was from me being like 14, 15.
Oh man.
Yeah, just sending random DMs on Twitter and that. I was like, I love what you're doing. And that, and my respond, I was like, yo. But he will laugh when he sees this. He will laugh. So shout out my boy Tabs. That's my dog.
Tabs. Well, you know what's interesting though, like how you both talking about your journeys, yeah, and like we were talking about haters earlier, like they don't even know like what
they have no idea what you go
what you go through. So I never get it because like when you was fucking in your house on COVID and you're applying for 1,000 jobs.
I did this thing where I know it's gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. There was points where I was like breaking point multiple times. And what I would do is this silly thing. I don't know why I did it, but I'd record myself and just talk to myself in the video, just so I can watch it back later.
I do that.
It's a good thing to do. It. You look back and think, ah, pussy, but it's yourself. It's.
I don't really laugh.
So. You know, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like you're at a really bad.
Nah.
Boy, yo. It's bad because I was the one that told you to start doing that, innit?
I think so.
Because I was like, why don't you just start documenting yourself visually? And he was like, that's a bad boy idea.
Yeah.
I think you've been doing it ever since, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's really good because then you can look back when you make it, and then you have your documentary about you and throw in those videos.
Yeah.
That was the first thought about why I did it. But then when I look back, it's actually really useful.
Yeah, it's mad though. It's mad because you go like even when you're going through certain things and certain challenges, yeah, with whatever you're focusing on, and it's like that challenge there in your head, you're like, how the fuck am I going to get over this? And then looking down the line and watching that back, and it's like, shit,
that wasn't even that hard.
This was trivial back then.
Yeah.
And I got over it, so you know you're going to get over it.
Nice.
And that's yourself telling yourself this. Yourself telling yourself this.
Telling
future self.
Yeah. Past
self. This time paradox. Fuck you.
One day you're gonna speak to yourself and it's gonna answer, and you're gonna be like,
but that's a mad self belief though. Yeah. When you think about it, to be that confident, to be like, I'm going to record a video of myself talking right now, to know that in a few years' time or a few months' time, I'm gonna look back at this video and be like,
you're pushing everything into it. It's like you're dropping everything and just going, that's it. It's every single time you get to that point, it's everything or nothing. Imagine having that every single time. It's exhausting, man. It's tiring. Yeah. Pushing yourself constantly. But I think if you continue to push yourself, you'll be pushing yourself for the rest of your life. It's just how it is.
No, facts.
You have to. Because if you stop, you won't get to where you wanted to get to. No, and we all want to get to somewhere, you know what I mean? Like in your head, there could be a pipe dream. Everyone who's watching, or you guys, everyone, there's probably a pipe dream that you think is not real. But then it's like, why not? Why not think about it? Why not push towards it? What's stopping you, really? We only live once. So might as well push for it. Because, you know.
I think you should ask the special question then.
Nah, you
deliver it. You ask it.
Okay, say less. So, you listen.
I know.
You know what's coming.
What does last place mean to you, Z?
You know, every time I heard you guys ask this question, I was answering it in my head. I'm sure everybody does this, but they've not admitted it. I admit it, but I used to.
When you say all the man on the other side, I think, when I get my last place podcast, I know what I'm going to say. When them ask me, I'm like,
I'm ready. But I forgot what all the answers I said because I thought I wanted it to be natural.
Yeah.
Last place is, to me, I feel like it's the place to be in every sense. If you're the smartest person or the biggest person or the strongest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. You should be in last place in every sense.
Facts. Yeah, go on.
In my case, like I'm in this game development studio and everybody's fucking amazing. I'm probably in last place, least experienced, least smartest. But I still would push harder than anyone because I'm in last place. It doesn't matter if I do end up getting better or whatever than someone. It means that I'll still be in that last place mentality because it's like the next person's still going to be better. The next person's still going to be better. And then as soon you won't get to the top because these people have like hundreds of years of experience. They're old people, man.
Boomers.
Boomers. Boomers, man. Ruining the housing market. But yeah, so I do believe that being in that last position, last place, you not being the smartest, not being the strongest, you go to the gym, there's always going to be a bigger fish. You go to a restaurant, the chef's always going to be a better cook. You go anywhere, everyone's always better than you at something, and to admit that and just be mature about it, be like, yeah, there is. Can I accept that and just try and learn to be better than what I am yesterday, for example? Yeah, that's what it means. It's deep.
That's sick, though. That's sick, though.
Man, I love that. And just a quick one as well. I was listening to audiobook as well. Shout out Jaso. Jaso recommended me to this book. It's called Winning. I can't remember the guy's name. Who?
The Michael Jordan done, innit?
Yeah. Michael Jordan done.
Kobe Bryant done.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant done.
His name's shit. It's gone. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
But yeah, my man, shout out you. He was talking about being in like a position, and he was just basically saying like, he basically like said the last place thing, but he was basically saying like, just because you're at the end of the race, like you get to document
Tim
Grove, you get to document your journey better. You know what I'm trying to say? To the point where you're at now. But if you're conscious of where you are, it's a lot more beautiful because you're seeing everything that you're doing to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you have. Like, you're seeing the people ahead of you. You're seeing what they're doing and how they got to where they were. So you document, you're paying attention, and if you're self-aware of like exactly where you are in your position, it's. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, you guys recording yourselves to let you guys, like, it's when you're aware of where you are in your positions and how you want to get better yourself and how you want to like record the next video, talking about how, you know, you smashed the last video. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That just makes the experience that much better, and it increases and improves like your mentality
and maturity
as well.
I've been slowing down and recording myself. I'm gonna start it again. You know, I'm gonna start it again. Get back on it, bro.
I think in positions when you feel that way.
Bro, I'd love to just like 20 years from now, I'd love to just be able to sit down and watch like your best bits. So let's say like you got 100 videos, you just play like your 10 most influential ones. You know what I'm trying to say? Where you could be like, because I don't know nothing about what you do, bro.
Don't say it like that.
I don't know nothing this geezer does, you know, and I never ask. So I'd love for him to be like, day 6, you know, just finally got the shark out the tank.
Got the acid bath ready for the body.
Got the shark out the tank. You know, got offered a 10K, but you know, declined it. We're thinking about putting gold inside of it just to increase the value. And then the next video will be like, yep, put the gold inside. Shark's now worth 500,000. Like, I'd just love to just see the mystery of a young tycoon hunter,
bro. Yeah.
Because
you know what it is? You go,
I was gonna say, because people are gonna see, because you're such a enclosed person and nobody really knows you other than the man them. Even though you're still a bit closed after the man them, kind of like the world don't know anything about you. People are just gonna see straight to the top. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's where they're gonna see you. Yeah.
People are just gonna see you straight at the top. So to see all of that as well, like the in between, and be like, rah. Because a lot of people document what they're doing, and that's just what social media does.
That's true.
And it's not even like obviously you guys document what you're doing, but it's to a personal degree.
Yeah.
But people are literally documenting everywhere they're going, who they're meeting, what they're doing, how much money's in their bank account now, what they had previously. But
I've got videos like that.
But you know what I'm trying to say? But that's for yourself.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that.
But that's for yourself. You get what I'm trying to say? But people put this on socials. Is what I'm trying to say. But
put it out to the public.
Yeah, people just put it to the public. But I'm saying, like, for you, your thing is just gonna be boom, 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 boom at the top, and then you can show the stuff behind it and be like, rah.
The rise to it. The rise of Hunter.
The rise of Hunter.
That sounds like a good title, actually, isn't it? Copyright though.
Trademark.
Enough about me. Back to you.
I liked it. I didn't even know about what you said made sense.
You have to remember as well, though, he still has to learn about you as well. Look at ones and twos.
Yeah. Not true. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like VR then?
VR?
Yeah.
I fucking love VR. What for though?
Like gaming.
Oh,
VR
okay.
gaming.
Yeah, VR gaming is amazing. If you've ever, you're like, yeah, I know. You're both thinking, yeah. No, VR's fucking amazing. I would suggest everyone getting a VR headset if they can afford it, because it is fucking fun. It's so fun.
So what about? Have you not thought about developing?
I think I am going to eventually.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna make like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna make, but when I do, I know I will one day want to, because it is the future. It's an untapped market.
Yeah.
Some guy that made a crappy game that I know put it onto the marketplace, and he got like 700k through this crappy game because nobody's touching the market. It's hard. It's not that hard to develop for it. It's just you need the equipment, and it's only 300 quid, man. It's 300 quid to buy a headset, and that's it. You're ready to go.
And
So you use a headset to develop?
And a computer as well, a high-end computer. Obviously, I missed that out.
Oh, okay.
what headset we talking about now? We're talking about like
Oculus 2, yeah. I've got one.
Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got Oculus Quest 2 as well. I think I spoke about it in a previous episode, man.
Get Among Us.
Huh?
Get Among Us VR.
Is it out?
When it's out.
Are we gonna play?
Yeah.
Say less.
It's gonna be like scary shit.
But literally, I think 300 quid. I think mine was 400 because it's got the extra memory. But
look
You
at me.
love memory,
Look
bro.
at me, you go.
This kid always buys things with memory, you know, bro.
nah, because you see what it is, especially with iPhones, bro. Because you can't upgrade the memory. I can't have my thing filling up, and I'm just like deleting bare memories and.
Yeah, don't delete your memories.
This is what I'm trying to say, and storage, and that's not cheap. Like actual, like physical storage, it's not cheap. So yeah, so with the headset, to be honest, with the headset, I probably didn't need to get that much, but I just got it to future proof myself. I'd rather future proof myself than regret getting the smaller memory and then being like, oh crap, I should have got the bigger memory.
Did I do this to
Yeah, but if I got the bigger memory, I can only be upset that I've got too much memory.
Yeah. So you're safe.
So I'm safe. I'm safe always.
I think one day I will be making games in VR. Don't know what though. If you have any suggestions, let me know.
We'll let you know. But yeah, Oculus Quest 2,
It's fun, man.
300 to 400 quid, cheapest, not the cheapest, but one of the cheaper, higher quality VR headsets that you can get, completely wireless. So it's amazing for starting out, man. It's amazing for the starting out if you want to have a VR experience, games or actual experiences, like you can do roller coaster rides,
Man, there's a
movies,
game
YouTube,
First
first person shooters.
Yeah, first person shooters.
I thought you were going down that route and just gonna be like talking about all of what it has to offer.
No, not everything.
Family friendly.
Yeah, family friendly.
So wait. I want to. Have you finished? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, how much would it cost to like develop a VR game?
I think it's dependent on what kind of game you want to go for, but I don't think it would cost as much as a normal AAA game, for example.
How much would that be?
I don't know. It's difficult to put a number on it. If it was a company and they wanted to put money on, like there was one company that made Half-Life, Alex, and that's like the best VR game ever made, and everybody needs to play it. But they probably put a lot of money into it, as opposed to
So what, like 100,000s, millions?
it would always be millions.
Okay.
So those big games, it's millions too.
We'll touch like in development of things these days. People are entering billions now.
Yeah, they are. Even in films as well.
Yeah,
which
wasn't
is
that new Lord of the Rings thing? The new series on.
Is there a new series, The Lord of the Rings? Why
That's
would you
further-
ruin it?
That's what do you mean?
Like, if it's perfect the way it is,
I think
you don't need more.
I think it's Lord of the Rings, and I think, or one of them.
Game of Thrones.
No, I don't think it's Game of Thrones.
I
One
don't
of them
watch
cult
Game of
classic-y kind of shows. I think they've put like billions into it. They've put billions into it now. Yeah, and that's how far we've come because obviously
entertainment billions. What is this, man? Billions.
it's because I know they're gonna get zillions back.
It's like the next step. What if they had trillions? No, that's one lower, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Quillions.
is zillions a real thing?
I think.
I was about to say that. I do not know.
I'm sure
bro.
zillion is a thing.
It's just that nobody's touched it yet.
Nah, facts.
We'll be there.
But yeah,
With my zillion.
yeah, I was gonna ask. Yeah, so okay, let's say a basic VR game then.
Yeah. If you wanted to make one, you can make games pretty cheap on your own. It's like you can make up games for free.
I was gonna say
Good games cost like the art, the modeling, the other stuff that you want other people involved, the sound. Probably like, I don't know, a good VR game. I'm just gonna estimate on your own, probably like 5 to 10 grand.
Swear.
It wouldn't be a long game. It'd be like Among Us level, just very quick, very short kind of game.
But that's all you need, and as long as you got the right mechanics and that. But if you're self-sufficient, bro, that could cost you nothing.
So how much would a game like Among Us cost to develop then?
I have no idea how much they paid for it.
Would you say
Or
that's a
like-
simple game now?
I don't want them to hate me, but it's not like God of War level kind of like thing.
In terms of actual like games development, let's say.
It's a lot simpler than
It's a lot simpler.
like God of War
So
or
simpler.
Last of Us, those kind of games. But I don't even know how they made. I didn't even look into it, so I can't really say much.
You know what?
About it?
Sorry, you know what it is? I think VR, you know what VR, early stages of VR is going to be it's mad early now, but I think there's going to be a point where whatever game you develop for VR is just going to boom.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, like when the App Store was first introduced and like whatever was there was getting millions of downloads straight away. there's going to be a point like that for
It's an
VR.
untapped market. As soon as everyone learns how to use it, it's
And
going
as
to
soon
be
as it's become
loaded.
mainstream,
It's getting to that mainstream point now.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
everybody's got it because nobody could get a PS5, so everybody bought a headset instead. That's what happened. That's what I did.
And,
when
lockdown as well.
Yeah, lockdown was.
but when like the person that's not really, because I feel like a lot of people that are into tech are the ones with the VR headsets, but
Yeah.
when like the average Joe that's like plays your FIFA
Yeah,
gets a VR headset, that's when you know, oh shit. It's
yeah,
here.
That's man, that'll change everything. That means everybody will have VR headsets.
Yeah.
Man, I think everybody should give it a chance, give it a try, because it's just fun. It's different.
And sorry, even if you don't want to buy one, there's like local. Well, I don't know where you guys.
There's one in Birmingham, right?
I was gonna say there's one in
Couple of
Birmingham.
them.
But if you just Google VR experience,
you can
there's places where you can actually just try having a VR headset, give it a whack, test it out.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Something else, but I'm not gonna say that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, forget it.
But yeah, you can try it out without having to pay obviously the stupid money. And then if you like it and enjoy the actual experience, you don't get motion sickness, and that's when you can buy your own headset.
And then you get VR chat, and then everything changes.
VR chat. Do you use VR chat?
I've used it like twice,
Oh, we need to jump on one day.
Wow, it is mental. It is so mental.
What's VR chat?
Oh man.
So VR chat's like, like a virtual chat room. So let's say you spawn into like a random world.
Or with your player?
With
Your
your avatar,
avatar,
with your
yeah.
avatar.
Avatar, sorry,
So you
yeah.
can choose exactly how you look. So I can spawn in as Goku.
Yeah.
You know, like Ready? You still don't watch Ready Player One.
Yeah, okay, go. Sorry.
So it's like So I could be like Goku. Then you could be like, what's usually like your favorite game character or something? Not even a game character. Who's your favorite?
It's
like,
anyone. They've got giant characters.
Yeah, who's your favorite? Like
Kermit the Frog.
It could be cartoon, anything.
Like Eddie.
Yeah, so you could be like Eddie. I would be Goku, and then you'd be
I chose giant Kermit once. And
yeah.
it's like,
So he'll be
silly.
He'll be giant Kermit, and then we'll be walking around, and it's mad because you're in the headset. Obviously, you can see what you're seeing is the world of the game, innit? Like if you
hands
look
and
down at your
everything are the
hands
same.
and that, I've got Goku hands.
Swear.
Yeah,
And you can
if
do
I look,
like
if I look down,
Kamehamehas and shit.
yeah, if I look
That's silly.
down, I have Goku's feet and everything. So I'm like, I can see, like, when I'm looking down, I see my body as Goku. Then I'll be like, yo, Hunter. Then I'd hear your voice, and then he'll be Kermit, but I'd hear his voice.
Do
And
the
then,
Kermit voice.
Do the Kermit voice?
I can't do it. I do really bad.
Oh.
yeah, like some people like embody their characters and act like
they go
okay.
in.
So then, like, you could walk over to somebody who's Krusty the
Mario.
Krab, Mario, and you'd walk up to him and be like, hey, and then you'd be like, yo, wagwan. But you would just be chatting, but you'd be in character.
They would be in character. Yahoo!
You know what blows my mind? Yeah, man's had this conversation off camera, but like this is like the Nintendo 64 right now.
Yeah.
Like this is the
The era.
basic.
No, this is the Atari. Like this, you see this headset, this sleek Oculus Quest 2, which is super thin, wireless, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like in 20 years from now, our youths are gonna look at us and be like,
What the hell
Dad.
was that?
Yeah.
Bro, it's
They're
gonna
gonna
be
look at it
like,
and be like, that was where it started.
So when
That's where it
that's the
began.
same. When people see this VR thing and don't understand how big it's gonna be, it's just like think about like the first ever game console, because VR is at the basic level right now.
It is, yeah.
That's how I see it. 20 years from now, in terms of like how fast innovation is, like it's what the fuck is it gonna be?
I have no idea, man. Imagine that you can have like holograms and shit coming out.
Like,
Can you imagine that?
That's already here, bro. Because remember, like, and like with Oculus as well, I think they're gonna do some sort of hybrid headset where it's gonna be slight AR / VR. So like in the VR world, so AR is augmented reality, VR is virtual reality. So like the cameras on the headset will then show you the real world, but then somebody might appear on the table and you can interact with them, and then they might jump into the screen and then you go back into the virtual reality when you look around in a completely different world. Right. But that will be like more seamless.
Because even when I was using your headset and it was showing your living room,
Yeah,
I was like, this is fucking sick. Like how it was looking through the headset.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck?
It
Like,
is mad. The cameras and everything.
Because with my headset, you can see, instead of like being in the game, like when you're setting up, you can see everything around you because there's cameras in there.
God,
but if you set up your safe zone and you walk out, a grid will appear in the real world, in the virtual
stop you
world,
from walking out.
to stop you. So like if you're about to do something crazy, it's like a virtual wall will be there to like be like, don't go no further than this. You're about to hit your table or something like that, which is wild.
but I always look at it like, yo, this is like the basic level of what it's going to be like. This is not going to be the same thing in 10 years' time. Like the PS1 in comparison to the PS5
Nope.
are two
It's like night and day.
Night and day. So
Massive.
imagine what, like, bro. Clip this in it. Clip this, like. Clip it. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be. That's why I always look at it like, to get into the VR space is a mad opportunity.
It's a good place to be. I do want to do it one day for the lols, really. I don't know. I'm not in it for the money, for the game development stuff, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That's a different topic, I think.
Why are you saying not in it for the money, though?
Because I feel like when you start chasing money in something you're passionate about, it's not a passion anymore.
Yeah.
And that changes things. A lot of people I know want to do game development for money. They're like, oh, there's money in it. You can make a lot of money. I could do Kickstarters. But then if you just want to make money, why don't you just do cybersecurity or like where it's a very high-end paid job and programming in software development, high-paid jobs. Why would you do in game development?
Because it's something they enjoy.
Yeah, and it's like when you're making a game, it's completely different to playing a game. The fun is not the same. It's completely different. So people think, oh, I like playing games. I'm gonna make games. No, it's completely different. And I don't play games anymore.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
I haven't played. I've tried and I've tried really hard, but it's just
It ruins it.
it feels like work now. You're sitting there like, oh man, there was a game on Switch called Astral Chain.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my god, this game looks sick. I started getting into it, and I was like, this is great. And in the back of my head, I was like, man, this game is amazing to play. And then I need to go make mine better, and I had to stop and go work instead. Tried it twice, and I was like, I can't do this. That's where passion kicks in, and not the money, the fiend.
We talk about, that's the creative lens, isn't it? Like you're gonna see games different to everyone else.
Like you're gonna be able to break it down and be like, they could have done this better. Why didn't they do this?
Yeah.
I never thought about doing
really
this.
hard to take off, man.
And someone's gonna be like, just enjoy the game, man. Like, what are you talking about?
It's hard. That's like with music and beats. Then you look at it and be like, man, what is this beat?
Yeah, literally.
That's sick. That is sick. So like you feel like being a game developer has ruined your gaming experience.
Yeah, fucking ass. Apart from games when you play with your friends online, like Among Us, silly games.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say silly games with love. Silly games though, like Among Us and Fall Guys. Did you say Fortnite?
I said Fortnite. Tread lightly.
Yeah, man.
Tread lightly.
Yeah, the Fortnite that's comfy. Yeah.
Fortnite's made by Unreal Engine guys, right? Yeah, I love them.
We'll talk after this. Quick question as well. Strive Studios. That's the name. That's the name of your studio company.
That's it now. Yeah.
Why Strive Studios?
Because I just thought it needed to reference the whole journey before game development, before everything, just life. And we're all striving for something. And I thought Strive Studios, and then the logo's got this giant katana in it next to the eye, and I was like, why not?
What's that?
It's just the logo of the Strive Studios, and it has a giant sword in it.
Okay.
For no reason, just that they'll know it's game related.
I mean, the samurai, the story of a samurai sword and a samurai is usually like a triumphant thing, you know. You train, you start up, you get to the black belt or whatever samurai's trained to do, kind of thing, to be the best that they can be.
Yeah. And I think it's like, if something were to take off with myself, then when it takes off, I will need to have these kind of things in place for legalities. So I'm just protecting myself now. Right now, it's nothing. It's just more protection for my own stuff. Yeah. In case somebody has an issue they want to sue. If they sue me personally, Zahid, I'd be fucked. But
they only can sue the company.
Yeah, exactly, because that's me under the
separate
company
entity,
now.
Yeah.
It's a smart way of keeping yourself safe.
Yeah.
Take notes.
So what? So is it just you at the moment by yourself?
Just me, yeah.
So imagine, okay, do you feel like what you've developed or come to the stage of having?
Yeah.
What do you feel like that would look like if you had like a team of 20 or a team of 10?
I don't know, because people have creative differences all the time, every day. And even at work, everywhere you go, people want something to be a certain way, and you want it to be that way. Yeah. And I had that kind of when I was like chatting to a few people that maybe wanted to get on board because they had the way they wanted it. In my head, I thought, wait a second, I've done all this on my own. You having this opinion about something that I've been grafting out, why don't you just make your own stuff? Because they can't. So they obviously want they want their own thing. They want something to take advantage of, basically. Man,
do you feel like that can hold you back, though?
Sometimes, I feel like if I had somebody who made music and sound design. And if I had somebody who did level design and environment art, we'd be flying. We'd be killing it. It's just there's a lot. It's very difficult to find people that are on the same page as you, or want something similar. Everybody wants their like 2 cents in everything.
What about looking for people that actually want a job though?
I can't hire nobody yet because I would need to get funding. But we are at a good point where there's a chance of funding soon.
Okay. How much do you reckon you need?
I shouldn't say this on camera, but I'm going to say this. I'm not going to share this on Twitter now, though, because that's where they all are ready for this information.
Get your applications ready.
If I were to go for funding for the game for the next year and get people involved, I think it'd be a minimum like 200k, which is understandable, I'd say, because if the game then sold like 5,000 copies, and the game was like, I don't know.
I was going to say, what's the price point of the game? 55?
If it was like, nah, it wouldn't be that much. It'd be like 20, 25.
You'd be doing a digital version.
Yeah, it's going to be digital. So
Digital
if you look at it like 20 quid.
Limited edition physicals or something like that.
Yeah, limited run. Yeah. If you had like 20 quid game and then 10k people bought it, how much is that in maths?
20 quid game, quick. 20 quid game.
20 quid.
And how many people bought it?
10k bought it. 10k people.
So 20 times 10,000.
200
200,000.
200,000.
200,000.
So that's like 10,000 downloads, which is in this day and age very minimal, because people download things by the millions. So there's a good chance that the profits and everything will be pretty good if it takes off.
So how would you pitch that to an investor then? Like, would you pitch it in the same way? Like, okay, 10,000 downloads is not a lot of downloads, and I've got a good game.
I mean, currently I've not been selling the game, and it's got 8,000 downloads. It's just a little demo, and it's on 8,000. There's
8,000 downloads already.
Yeah.
And that's without it being sold.
That's like the practice and the wave mode and like the tutorial, and that's it.
And what is that? Is that okay? Wait, my head's gone now. Wait, okay. Is that like my head's gone?
not hard to think about how to develop games.
Is that like no marketing as well?
Just what I put on Instagram.
Just what you put on Instagram.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. TikTok, but in TikTok, we're going to talk about that in a second. I hate TikTok.
So that's just what you. That's just like organic.
Yeah.
I'm putting my post out here.
Yeah,
I got 8,000 downloads.
And there's a link to the game if you want to download it.
What the?
There's interest.
That is fucking mad.
There is interest, and I feel like if it carries on like this, it's gonna go really well.
Most definitely,
I feel
bro.
like you could easily get investors. Easily.
I just feel like, you know what it is? Some publishers want to have their say about what needs to change in your game.
Yeah.
What about private investors though? Because
private investors is something I only looked into or found out or understood literally yesterday. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Because we were talking about this in Ryan's episode. Shout out Ryan. And we were talking about people having their structure. Yeah. So you've already got your structure. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You
So
know
it's just doing it now. Yeah.
All you need is money. You don't need someone to come and tell you what to do.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I could run the whole thing. I'm running the whole thing. If people are involved, I could run and manage and everything. It'd be possible, very possible. Y'all got money. Y'all got money for me. Invest.
This is one of the few times where you can actually be like, yeah, you just need money.
Yeah, it's literally
money and basically somebody who believes in you.
Yeah, even without money, the game will still go out. It'll still be done. It'll just take a little longer.
So £200,000. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And what would you do with that?
I would put it into hiring people. Like sound designers are the most expensive.
Yeah.
And then
just be freelance, or just like
it'd be freelance. When the job's done, your money's with you. You go. That's it. That kind of thing. So it's like, make this model of this character. Yeah. Give them whatever, 8-9 grand, whatever it is. However many models you need, however many levels and art, environment art, and then just carrying freelancing it out to people. But that obviously they get credits and everything because they involve themselves.
In what time frame do you reckon the game would be done by if you had like that 200,000?
I think if I did have that money, it would be possible to get it done by like February next year.
Yeah. Well, is this if you had got this money dropped into your account today?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
And then I had the people the next day, for example. Then February, yeah.
That's not a long time.
I know.
The way I see it, took this many years to get to this point. Another year or a few months won't hurt.
And what would you put it out on?
Everything I can, man. If I can get it on a Samsung fridge, I fucking will. I'll get it on everything.
So most of these demo downloads, these demo downloads,
yeah,
what have they been on?
There's this site called itch.io. It's like a PC site.
Okay.
And you can just download all these. There's like there's a lot of fucking games.
Do you mean like platform? Like it's just like exclusive on PC right
it's
now?
PC right now.
Yeah, like
But you can play it with
PS5
It'll eventually. I hope to get it on PS5 and Xbox.
So you just start on PC.
Yeah, but when it's time for it, I'll be like, man, try to get it out on everything.
Can you use it? Okay, go on.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, can you play with the keyboard and mouse, or is it exclusively?
No, you can use both.
Have you played it?
Nah, not yet. You know,
Have you got PC?
My PC is a bit funny right now. But remember, I said I wanted to upgrade my PC. But you know what I might do?
What?
I might play it at work. I might download it on one of the work PCs.
Yeah, it's only like 3 gig.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna do that.
Lots of textures are like 8K. Don't know why.
So do you feel like there's a lot more that you need to do to it?
There's a lot, yeah. I think the mechanics and everything's ready to go.
But you
done.
just if you got that money, you just okay. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
it's because we've got the whole story structure now, and everything's ready to go. So it'd just be like, boom, act 1, 2, 3, 4, then chapter 1, or 2, and then the next, boom, 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 and just hammer it out.
So sorry, let's say this funding got dropped into your account. What are you doing about your job?
I'd stay at work.
You'd stay at work.
Yeah, I'd stay.
Okay.
Because I'd be working the same amount of time anyway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like kill myself again like I did before. You know, health is important. Very
And I guess what would
Say that again, bro.
You know what I'm saying? People don't consider that anymore.
would you be just overseeing the project, or would you be like?
No, I'd
super
be
hands-on?
in there, deep in the trenches.
Well,
It's
you
my
leverage your
project.
time doing it because
Yeah,
you've got
yeah.
other people doing
It's like
it.
if somebody else can do a level, and I hate doing levels, then I'm like, yeah, you do it. I'll carry on doing what I'm doing, which is everything else. And then somebody does the modeling, I'm like, yeah, you do it, and I'll carry on doing all this stuff. And then it all comes together, and I'll be like, wow, this is amazing. I'd love it. But see how it goes.
What about? Have you thought about? There's like seed funding and stuff like that where you can get people to, so you can get like individuals like us.
Yeah.
And just everyone just put money into it until you get to that 200,000. But if you don't get to that 200,000, you're not gonna get the money.
That's similar to like Kickstarter as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. But you could do that.
I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait a little while.
If you wanted to raise, that's another option as well to raise capital.
Yeah. But even though it's like, even if the funding doesn't happen, I can still carry on like hammering out the game. It'll take a little longer, but a little longer is better than never.
Yeah.
So
because then you'll retain 100%.
yeah. And then when it's out and then launch party and everything, I'll be like, yeah, this was me on my ones back in the day. I don't mind it anyway if people did help.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
No, you should definitely consider the Kickstarter thing, man. If you don't actually get like the actual funding, because I would be more than happy to help that role. Some
seed funds or Kickstarters, you don't actually have to give up equity. Like people can just actually give you money, but you would be like, okay, you get early access to the game. You get free passes to the event.
Sorry, I forgot that Kickstarter used to do all of that. So I'm just thinking,
they've
it's
got-
go for me,
they've got
just give
tiers,
money in
man.
it. But yeah, like
Now you have to be all in with it. You need somebody special to make that kind of stuff work. It's hard, man. I don't have anybody special. I'm just me.
it's coming.
Yeah,
you're the special one.
Oh,
If you used
that's
to do
gonna
it,
be special.
you can just offer people certain like
Yeah,
perks
yeah.
and.
I mean, for the longest time, I've always been like, I'll put the demo out for free. You don't have to pay anything. Give it a try. If you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, tell me. I'll fix it. That's how it's been since day one. But people have really liked that format for some reason. And they're like, because I listen to feedback, and there are some people who give shit feedback, and then some people give really good feedback. And when you listen to them, and then you're like, wow, this person was right. Admitting that. And you're like, wow, I should have done this from the start. So that's happened a few times. It was one of the big reasons why I just redone the whole combat system last week before I came here. So I think that's a separate thing, just taking feedback.
And do you do updated versions of the demo?
Yeah.
So when's the most recent one?
That went out on Thursday
And this is with the new combat system.
with the new combat system,
I
yeah.
have to give it a whack.
You should get investment easy because you've already got proof of concept.
Yeah,
Like, people have already showed
it's
that there's
visual.
interest.
There are people are playing, and it's like mechanically
And
coherent.
that's only on PC.
Yeah,
And you're actively working on it. Actively, the visuals, the Instagram, your socials are showing it. You're updating your. Can you go back and play the older versions as well?
no, I've removed some of them, but then there's some websites that took the download and put it on their website, so it's probably somewhere on the internet now.
Because that would be good as well. So people can
Yeah.
play the first version,
Yeah.
play the new, the pre, and literally feel and
A
play
lot
the
of
progression.
students use my work as like reference now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, but they use it to reference like combat systems and game development in their unis, which is crazy.
Have you got a Reddit page?
I have Reddit page, yeah.
A Reddit page for the game?
Not for the game. I just post onto like Unreal's page.
Okay.
On Reddit.
I was gonna say you need one for the game, so that way you can get everything back.
That's true.
So you can get obviously like the feedback from Redditors, you can push it and market it in a different way.
Yeah.
And then also you can push your files through that as well, innit? Well, you can push the link. You can push the links.
You can link it.
Yeah, you can link it through there as
Reddit
well.
is a lawless land, you know. Fuck me. Some of the best feedback I've got was Reddit. But those geezers can like drop pure flames on you and not blink twice. They don't flinch.
Yeah.
They'll slap your mum. They don't care.
This is what I'm saying.
They're
But
fucked up.
I feel like with the Reddit page, because it's if you do one specifically for your game, it will only be It will only be your game.
Yeah.
So when you get a message, it's either good or bad. It's about your game.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So I feel like therefore
There's a page on Reddit. There's a page on Reddit called Destroy My Game, and people post videos of their trailer and ask people to like roast their game, and and there's some videos in some games. No offense, but there's some videos and games which are just absolutely atrocious, and they have the confidence, I don't know where from, to put their the games up for people to roast, but they have this confidence which I don't understand, and they get properly flamed like 30, 40 comment deep, and this geezer's trying to defend himself is the best thing ever. Don't go through it, man. It's fun.
I think that's sick though.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
It's
say.
very useful.
I was gonna say you're gonna do that.
If I did that, I did it a few times, and it was very helpful. But for the game I'm working on, it makes sense because there's so many things going on. But then there's some people who just make just crap, and I don't mean that like. I'm gonna be straight. They make crap. They don't put effort into it. I don't care anymore. They put crap out, and then they get absolutely flamed, and then they're like trying to
justify it. Yeah.
But you don't get it.
yeah, you don't get me, okay? Get on my room, mom.
But this is the thing as well, like because your game is actually so like in depth, and like people are gonna find such minuscule things to say about your thing. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, oh, his jumping animation, his falling animation. So I made a whole system for a falling animation. Then they're like, oh, the jumping doesn't look like he's jumping. I'm like, motherfucker, he can teleport. What do you want about jumping?
Yeah, so sometimes it's just like there's some things to take on board, and there's some things like shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're talking about.
So if your game was literally trash, like a triangle, a square, and a circle,
an impossible game.
Yeah. That's when you can be like, oh, what is this and whatever. But when you got a game like yours, bro, there's only so much people can say.
There's a lot.
Have you thought about incorporating NFTs into your game?
No, I'm not going to get involved in NFTs and games, man. NFT in gaming, just you get put into like the ground. That's your grave done. Ubisoft tried it, Team 17 tried it, and the community, just gaming community, were not happy about it. Because it's like selling skins for a single player game, for example, and if nobody likes online games, like always online games, for example, if you play in a single player game, and then there's skins that you're paying for a game you've already paid like 60 quid for, and then they're like, here, pay more for this and you can own it, but then when you're done with the game, what do you do with your skin? You sell it on. Who's going to buy it if everyone's done with the game? It's just it was a concept that didn't make sense to me anyway. It might work for other people. Would you make
NFTs? How do I word this? It's in about your game instead of for your game.
External to the game.
Yeah. So like let's say like we was talking. Let's say you do something like you make like a
mad kill.
Like a what?
Like someone doing a mad kill with a sword.
Nah, not even. Like, okay, so like let's say the sword from the game will be unique. Yeah? You can make it like an NFT, a 3D model, and you could give it to the people who purchased the game, who bought like the deluxe version.
Yeah.
You could give them that 3D model, what they can see it through, whatever, and then it will be numbered. They've got, instead of having like a physical keychain or something like that. That's a good idea. Just something like that.
I mean, I've had that chat a few times, but I've always thought I want to put the game out cheap as possible. I'm 100% not in it for the money in that sense. 100%. Money is nice, but I'm not there to try and milk people at all.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking money in the sense of like being resold or anything like that. I'm just thinking like just technology instead of like, you know how like you'd get like a steelbook or a keychain. This is just like a virtual.
I wouldn't be able to do that, man.
Because you know what? I feel like don't look at it like you're stealing from people, because if you're giving people what you're actually promising to give people, then you're not doing people no bad. It's just when you don't deliver on your promises, that's when it's like immoral. But when it's like, okay, I've developed this game and then I'm going to charge this price, and here's this NFT as a reward for purchasing the deluxe, then it's like you're not doing nothing wrong. Because you're not forcing people to buy it. They're saying, okay, I enjoy this game, I bought the deluxe, so let me buy the NFT as well. Or thank you for giving me this NFT. So don't look at it like monetary exchange. Look at it like, okay, I'm gifting you this NFT.
Because I was gonna say, how well do you know about NFTs?
I'd say moderately.
Okay,
I get messaged about it every day.
Because deep this now.
Every day.
So let's say you made it. This is just an idea. Yeah. Obviously, it's your game. You might be like, guys, I'm never gonna do this.
See,
But-
this guy's they're advertising NFTs on me now.
No. Not even, but I'm just giving you.
episode is sponsored by.
The board apes.
NFT scams. So let's say, boom. So you get you get the deluxe version. So this is their version for the people who have been following you. You know how you do deluxe editions, whatever. Let's say it's £120.
Yeah.
You get your NFT in there.
Yeah.
Your virtual numbered sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unique to the customer and it's numbered. Let's say you throw a launch party.
Okay.
Only people who have the NFT, that's your pass to get in.
Man, allow that. I want all my boys to come in, man. They ain't gonna buy none of the NFTs. What do you mean?
No, but then it'll be
but I think I want to make the game as a complete package. For once it's done, it's done. I'm not gonna add anything to it, and that's it.
That's fair.
That's literally. I just wanted to.
No,
be
that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
very
fair.
simple.
That's fair.
You know what it is? I feel like you just look at it as NFTs is a money grab.
I get messaged about it every day on Twitter, every day, and it's like all these people want to constantly like nab NFTs in my game for some reason, and they always give different reasons every time.
Yeah,
that's fucking mad.
You know what it is? I feel like look at it like as a way of building your community and giving back to your community.
The thing is with gaming and NFTs, they do not go well together, man.
It depends how you do it though.
Like-
because I'm like you saying about the NFTs in the game.
Like Ubisoft did.
Yeah, like
And they
that.
got fucking
yeah,
flamed.
that there's completely
Team
different.
17 did it outside the game, so you can buy like you remember worms?
Yeah.
It's like little worm NFTs outside the game, so it's nothing to do with the games. It's just NFTs, and they got flamed for it. They stopped it, but it's just the gaming community are not happy with it for some reason.
That's you know what
Now.
that's fair because obviously you know the industry a lot in it, so you know you've done your research and you can see okay,
a lot of people
are responding negatively to
Yeah.
NFTs within the gaming community. As someone that's not a game purist,
Yeah,
you shouldn't listen to me.
no, I'm gonna
What did I
listen
say?
to you. I'm
Obviously, you can listen to my opinion, but
Yeah.
you've done your market research
Yeah.
and okay,
We talk about it. We've spoke about it a few times at work as well. So like in work, and it's like there's a big discussion, but most people are not for it in game development.
it's very early though. NFTs are very, very
in
early.
what
This
it
is why I
is-
said yet.
In what it is, for how it's going, fine. But then trying to get it into like games at the moment, I feel like it's not working too well
Because
for a lot of things.
Because essentially NFTs have been in games anyway.
Yeah,
Because
Skins.
like CS:GO,
yeah.
the
They buy
marketplace,
camo and shit, man.
you can buy
I thought
and
CS:GO's not that great.
I love CS:GO. Not as
it's
much
a
anymore.
sweat game.
Better watch your mouth. so that in CS:GO you'd have skins and the skins would be like battle worn, battle scarred or whatever. But you'd open these from like a chest, so you'd get like a random.
Camouflage?
You'd get a random camo, but at a different level of wear. So you get factory new, so it's unscathed, or you'd get like I can't remember what it's called.
Rank?
It would just be called crap or something, and it would be like scruffed off. And then you can add, or you'd open one and it would have like a kill counter. So it would count as many kills as you had on there. So if I had my gun and I've been playing for 12 years, it would tell me exactly how many kills I've got with my gun.
So it'd be like, oh, this gun is valuable because it's got this.
Or something like that kind of thing. Yeah. So, and then you could resell it saying, yo, my gun's got a kill counter. The camo's factory new, it ain't scruffed or nothing. And it's got like 3 rare stickers on there. Cause you can put, if you unlock.
Sorry. Was this before NFTs?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
this was
has
happening
been
in the
for
early
ages.
2000s, bro. So I could purchase a sticker from the store or unlock a sticker from like any events that were happening, like any of the esports things, from like a famous character a famous esports player signature or something, let's say, or just random stickers. I could put my stickers on my gun, put them wherever I like. I can resell this gun now, and it would value the gun depending on what stickers are on the gun, depending on what how new the camo is, and depending on if it's got like a kill counter and stuff on there.
So you can resell it for real money?
Resell it for real money, bro.
There's a whole bidding war going on in CS:GO, man.
Man used to do that, bro. Man was buying like knives.
It's
not me
happening in
personally.
RuneScape as well, isn't it?
what I'm
RuneScape,
saying,
you remember
bro.
RuneScape?
Nah, I'm not a gamer.
You've heard of RuneScape,
Everyone's
though,
played
no?
RuneScape.
You know Roboclops, Roblox.
I know Roblox.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even play Roblox. I've never even had a chance to play it. I just saw it, man. That's for kids. There's a documentary about how they like get kid developers to make stuff in game, and then they sell it for Robux.
Yeah.
And that can get converted into real money. So they're like, it's a whole documentary how they're making all these kids work on like slave
You know what it
labor.
is, yeah? it's like crypto. Obviously, I don't know how much you're into crypto, but
I tried it. I actually, instead of me saying, no, I don't like it or anything, I actually tried it. I did invest. I did it. And after a bit, I was like, yeah, it works, but it's just not for me.
You know what it is? This, like, same thing with NFTs. They already exist. It's just now the names and what's attached to it is what makes people go, ooh.
Everything's been put into
everything's
perspective.
already been here.
Yeah.
Like, digital money has already been here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, everything is already, like you're saying with it's happening in the 2000s. That's before NFTs was even a thing. So
I think
it's just, now it's being pushed out in a different way.
Yeah.
People are like, oh no. But I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying just the mass market. Everyone's just like, oh no, but it's already been
I think they associate NFTs with metaverse as well now, and because of that, like coming from a game developer, like it's impossible to make something like a metaverse where you can take a skin and move it into another game. There's too many logistics.
Yeah, it's impossible for now.
It's always going to be down to the developer. Like, for example, if you're playing a multiplayer game, you're going to have to take that model, that character, that skin, to work with a potentially different engine and work with all these different animations. And it would be a mad amount of work. It's not.
It would, but to me, even knowing a slight bit about like the game development thing, it seems like a lot. But then it also, like, there's a game, it's called, I can't remember what it's called. I don't know what I'm doing. It's called Planetoid. It's on
How old
PC.
are you, man? That sounds like a 5-year-old game.
Planetoids. It's a proper game. Like, it's a 2D pixel game. It's called something Planetoid. I'm gonna try to find
Planetoids,
And I'm gonna put a picture up on whatever. But the guy used the technology where, like, he put the information of the characters and stuff in like PNG images.
Okay.
So like you drag an image, like a flat image, into the game, and then the character would react. So like if I was to like let's say I was like on just a flat world, and there was like a picture of like a moon base that you made in the game, I'd drag the picture of the moon base in, and then the moon base would spawn in, and it would have all of its it would have all of its characteristics as a moon base would.
Would that PNG be specific to what it is in its own right?
Yeah.
Dimensions and everything.
For that game, like you developed it on that,
but you couldn't just whack in a picture of someone's dog.
Nah. But then you could potentially,
if you use the dimensions.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
But this is what I'm trying to say, though. So, but for me, that was still. I'm gonna find out what it's called. But for me, that was like, whoa, because in the image, it had all of its data coded into it. You get what I'm trying to say? It wasn't just the image that it became lifeless or whatever. It had its principles. Is that the word? What's it called?
I'd say dimensions,
attributes,
or data, statistics.
Its data was in there to actually perform.
I just used a big word.
Yeah, like it was supposed to. But I'm saying, imagine eventually you'll be able to just have your character as an image that you develop, and you'll be able to just whack it into anything.
Yeah.
But who would even think when you're thinking about it? But one thing here. Like, 2 points, okay. Who would even think, when you're thinking about, like, games like GTA would have so many updates and you would never have to buy a new game?
GTA.
Like, a few years ago, like, who would think... But that's just, like, a reflection of what the metaverse is going to be. Like, you're just going to be able to just...
Expand.
There's not going to be a new game come out, but it's just going to be updates.
It's the same for Fortnite. I think Fortnite is the one that's doing it the best, isn't it? Because GTA... is the same game, but you're just getting...
It's always been the same thing.
You know what I'm trying to say? But you're getting better cars and stuff. Fortnite, they're wiping the map clean. Remember, Fortnite's a free game, you know? They're wiping the map clean.
The black hole event, if you remember that.
No.
When they just stopped the game and there was just a black hole on the loading screen for like a day or something.
Yeah, a day, and then when you boot the game back up, you suck out of the black hole, and then you've got a whole different map
that
for
was
like
mental.
3 months.
It was like a world live event and everything. Nobody could play the game.
But that's like the metaverse. That is basically the metaverse.
And Fortnite, bro, like. I can play as RoboCop in this game now because they've got all of these licenses and stuff. Yeah. Like Fortnite is going to be like one of the biggest metaverse games ever, bro.
But imagine now, as NFTs, you would own these licenses.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think. Personally, I wouldn't want to own anything like that. It's like,
we're not trying to sell it to you, by the way.
It feels like you guys. I don't. Personally, just for myself, coming from game dev and gaming, that I don't really fancy owning all these things. It changes nothing for me. But ask any gamer about any game consumer, if you do that ask them just anywhere, do you care about the metaverse? Do you want these skins? Most of them don't give a shit. It's everybody.
I'm gonna tell them no. My response to them, no offense, don't be the Blockbuster to the Netflix though.
Nah, but they're just gonna be consumers. So they'll buy whatever skin it is.
But I'm saying don't fall behind innovation, because there's gonna be some forms of innovation that you have to go with. But if you're stuck in your old ways, it's gonna be like.
I don't even think it'd be the old way. I think it'd just be another way, another thing. That's it. Like a thing you can get involved in, or you don't have to. To complement another thing that's already established.
To me, if it's gonna be,
same size.
to me, if it's gonna be as impactful as we think it's gonna be, people will catch up anyway. People
they will have to. You'll adapt.
People,
you have to adapt.
people be like, oh.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Don't be the blockbuster though. To where I'm not saying you personally, just like direct shot at you or anyone that's in it.
I just want to make games, Hunter. I just want to make fun games.
I just say like, yo, there's always be willing to learn in it. There's always be willing to like adjust.
100%.
No, I'm not saying.
I agree with that, because
obviously, you know what it is. Until something makes sense to you, then don't go with it. In it,
Yeah.
like you'd be wrong to go with something that doesn't make. You'd be wrong to implement NFTs into your game if you don't understand NFTs.
Yeah.
But that's when you go wrong, and that's when you fuck up, because then if something was to go wrong, you'd be like, why the fuck did I listen to these guys?
I think I'd also be like one to be like asking fans and people that follow me if they'd be interested in something.
Exactly.
Like that.
And that's why Reddit would be sick.
Reddit's so fucking lawless land, lads.
But I'm saying, if you don't believe in something, there's no point even incorporating it. So, but I'm just saying in general, like innovation is gonna happen in it.
Yeah, innovation's always happening.
You always have to be willing to learn. Don't just like feel like this is never gonna work.
Also, as well, like Ubisoft doing the NFT things, it's super fresh though.
Yeah, they did it at a point.
They just did it when the cash grab was at its strongest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But when it actually served more of a deeper purpose, that's when everyone can be like, okay, we're gonna implement it. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be actually like a mechanic kind of thing. So it's early.
It's very early.
They put it into a game called Ghost Recon, and at the time I was playing Ghost Recon a lot, and it was like I was thinking they're gonna put these like helmets and it was like a military game and into the game, so you could buy these skins and everything. And I was playing it, so I was into it. I was very much into it, but I didn't feel like I saw any value in getting those things because the setup I had in the game was fucking sick already. So I was like, I don't want to just waste more money, So it was like I was already happy. So, and then they dropped it anyway because of the backlash they received. But Ubisoft is just Ubisoft.
But even like with FIFA packs, like imagine how much money people spend, thousands of pounds on FIFA packs
have made,
and then the new FIFA comes out and you just lose all that money.
And then they make it buy all the packs again.
So imagine if that was an NFT, you wouldn't lose that. You just bring it to the new game.
I think that's a good way of explaining it, because I'm not a big FIFA fan, but I've seen people put money into it, man.
It's basically just making. It's in reverse now, so it's making virtual card games more like physical. So like if you had a card from 10,
yeah.
So if you had a Pokemon card from 10 years ago,
yeah,
and you kept it for 10 years, you still got it now. But a virtual card, like say on
or
FIFA,
even a Pokemon,
or a Pokemon. But let's say like FIFA 21, you had your cards, you lose it for FIFA 22. But if you have an NFT, you just move your cards from FIFA 21 to 22? FIFA 30.
Yeah.
And that's not ripping off people. That's not ripping off the consumer. Imagine do we speak about this on the podcast?
But like we speak a lot.
I can't remember, but like imagine having your Pokemon from Game Boy days.
Yeah.
And having your Pokemon now, that same Pokemon from when you used to play on the Game Boy to now. Like that's what NFTs is. Like it's going to be revolutionary for the gaming world, but it's just how you digest it, innit?
I think my question is simple, but why? I don't want to keep no Pokemon that long or skin.
But people do this, But you're basing it off yourself. But
I'm basing this opinion off myself.
You're basing this off yourself.
So that, just purely because of that, don't listen to me.
No,
listen, because you still
the podcast.
Because you still devil's advocate, because we could still say something where you could be like, it makes sense.
I think for me personally, then I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that. It's just for me, I don't. Why would I want that stuff to keep? It's just that's the kind of. I'm not like very. I know it's gonna sound weird, but like materialistic, or I want this, I want that. I don't. I'm happy with what I'm very content. I'm like proper happy. So it's like all these extra things and skins and things are changing. I'm like, that's great. They're changing. Let them change. I'm not against them, but I don't need them either.
It's hard for him to understand it because he's not into games no more.
Yeah.
I don't play games anymore, man.
So if you was to ask you like your younger self this version of like, oh, you imagine being able to take your Pokemon into your new game, you'd be like, oh my god. Like,
would that cost me money though?
No. So like, okay, forget the cash grab.
No. But that's the thing. As a kid, I ain't got no money.
No, but I'm saying, forget the cash grab. Let's just think about the raw utilities of like, let's say the blockchain. just the fact
Oh man,
that
I don't know even.
this is
as far as I go.
This is the technology like the crypto and the NFTs and stuff. So it's like the bank. So it's like it will say ZAHID owns 6 Pokemon, and that's just in the air. No matter what you log into, no matter where you log, like
whatever Pokemon,
it will remember your Pokemon's age. Your Pokemon will age with you. It will say, "Oh, this Pokemon's 100 years. You owned it when you was blah blah blah." That would be a bad boy utility to have in just a game in itself.
For like a franchise kind of thing.
For like
So that it carries on.
like Pokemon. So let's just think about the utility. Let's not think about.
I think
the cash grab.
wouldn't that affect game companies in making sequels then?
Not necessarily, because you could just use it for specific.
Because you can still bring the Pokemon into a new world, but
I was
would these
thinking of
Pokemon's
FIFA.
characteristics be? Because for example, FIFA,
Footballers.
you can bring your new cards into the new world. You wouldn't lose your coins and stuff like that, but there's new players always coming out, so it's not really taking any money away. It's just like you're not really ripping off the person no more, because it's like they ain't losing their money, so they bring their whole squad into the new game, and there's new players, there's always new updates, there's new cards, but you start starting from fresh. Imagine like Call of Duty, like you build up, you get to rank whatever, and rank whatever, and then you build a new game, and it's like you start from 0 again. Like it's like fuck it now. I reckon a lot of gaming companies lose a lot of customers, for example, because people have to start again. Like for example, if you play FIFA and you build up you like, yo, I built this best ultimate team, put so much money into it. The new game comes out, you're gonna be thinking, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not starting again. Yeah. I'm not starting
Well,
again.
even if they want to play it smart, they could be like, you can only bring over your top 5 favorite cards or something like that.
Even that.
On to the next one.
On to the next one. Just something, so it could be like, we still want to cash grab, but we still want to make it easier and valuable for the player, the character. You know what I'm trying to say?
So let's say
go on, sorry.
So let's say for example, your game.
Okay.
Let's say there's like levels for the sword, and like someone builds up their sword to like the ultimate level, and you're just gonna take the sword away from them.
No, but here's the thing. So in my game, there's not like a lot of cosmetics at all. There's like the main character's weapon, and that's it. There's nothing. The enemy's weapon. There's nothing like very cosmetic about my game. It is very ground in that sense. So it's not like Fortnite where you can swap out skins or anything.
Yeah.
There is some customization, but it's not like Fortnite level. That's like deep customization stuff. Purely because I'm not that good at developing that kind of stuff yet. So it's like, if it was a big game company and they were doing that kind of stuff, fair enough. Personally, I wouldn't be able to do it because I don't know how to yet.
I'm sorry. Back to what we were saying at the beginning about like adding a skin to like a character. Yeah. Fortnite probably is the easiest way to explain it. So like Fortnite's just a basic exoskeleton, and then they'll have like a team of people. They've probably got a big, massive team developing skins.
Epic have a huge team.
Yeah, huge skins team solely that would just literally design a skin, whip it up, say get the clear, get the license and whatever, and then they can just throw it onto the sprite because the characters all react the same, they all do the same thing. So that's why
they all behave the same.
So it's not like if I get a RoboCop skin, he's gonna start doing, unless I buy the separate like what's it called, taunt, where you can like do showcasing himself like they all move the same, they all jump the same, they all handle the guns the same. So you'll have a team of people just developing the skins, and they'll just whack it onto their basic Fortnite model as they would. So then it'll just play exactly how you'd usually play. So there's not really like a play to
win. You play Fortnite?
Heavy.
What, really?
Yeah.
Hunter, do you play?
I don't play games.
Same.
I'm into it's weird. I'm into games, but I don't play games. That's weird. But like, I'm not into games, but I would play. Like, if I had a game, I would rinse that. Yeah. If that makes sense.
But you're heavy into Fortnite.
Yeah, I think that's the only game I play now. I'll be real.
By the way, I'm not trying to sell NFTs to you. This is just for the discussion.
I'm buying NFTs now, guys.
Yeah,
it worked.
I don't know how they work. I'm still trying to just learn to make games, man.
But yeah, you speak about merch earlier as well.
Oh yeah,
you've got merch on you now as well. Do the people know?
I mean,
I'm on the necklace, the chains. The chains.
This is a one of one last place piece. That's all. What was it saying about yours? It's like, because obviously, but you haven't really got your actual character model yet, do you? No, so I guess that's why
he's in the lab.
But you've got your logo made for your.
The logo's made, yeah.
For your t-shirt, for your game.
For the game, yeah.
You see, I'd like to see that on a t-shirt.
I had it on a t-shirt, and then it's like I took it to the gym and rinsed it. But then I will get it out on shirts eventually if people want it.
Bro, a man would happily support that.
I'll
bro.
send some down for you, don't even
Bro,
stress.
bring. We'll wear it on a party, whatever. But man would just love to see that on a t-shirt, just for the simple fact, obviously, you developed it.
Yeah.
You've got your own thing going on, but then it's also like
It's a physical incentive kind of thing.
a physical incentive, and it's also like a legacy piece, because this was you know,
first thing.
at the moment you can only put the logo on because, you know, your character's not finalized.
Exactly,
So then when
exactly.
you get the actual t-shirts, when your character model's done, then you can start going crazy and experimenting.
Yeah,
and all
and
that
actually
kind of
have
stuff.
them like not copyrighted, but it's like because the character's a character I bought off the marketplace, I can't like copyright it as this is mine.
Yeah.
We have rights, but not those kind of rights.
That's what I'm saying. So you better start going crazy with the designs and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we need to definitely.
I do need to push it out. I do need to get.
I
a model
get your whole concept of that, looking at it like a money grab situation and stealing from people, but like it's just look at it like building a community.
Yeah, bro.
I think with the socials and building that community so far has been working out pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Like socials like TikTok, they take off for everyone nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah.
And all I do on there is post literally videos of my game. Go download the game if you want, and it's always worked really well.
Bro, it's like a walking advertisement as well. Because if you had a nice if I just had a plain black t-shirt with your logo on the back, people are like, what's that? And I'm like, yo, it's my boy's game.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's it.
That would be
Especially
good.
when the environment that you're in as well.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. I'll wear it to the gym or whatever. Bro, like people will see stuff and not tell you. People will just see you and be like, and then before you know it, you've got a fan that I don't know that hasn't approached me.
Yeah.
That hasn't said, oh, you boys, and I was like, yeah, and I can't message him like, yeah, somebody at the gym, whatever. He's just done this on his own whim.
Yeah.
And
that's it. And then he's seen the game.
And you know what it is as
People
well?
should get into game development. I feel like there's a big gap that people have just not been getting into it recently. And I don't know why. I know the people might think it's hard, but if you graft it out, you get into it, and then you get your cushy job. And we have a fucking chef at work that makes our food in the pub downstairs, and he just makes all the food. And if you go down to him and make the food specifically for you, it's proper mad. Yeah, paid by the company. We get salads as well. I should show you a picture of that one. I should.
show us a picture after. I want to see this.
I'm just going to show it quick because I took it the other day.
Okay, say less.
Just
I add it. I'll show it.
So yeah, whilst you're looking for the picture, like what advice would you have for people that want to get into game developing? That's
That's delicious, blood.
They put a picture up in
I'm
there.
gonna put it on the actual screen.
They treat us really good, and I think people would enjoy it if they got into it as a career as well.
What advice would you have for people then that want to get into that?
Start learning as much as possible, as soon as possible. I don't know if university would be that necessary. It's good for a base. College, possibly more so, because that gives you more of a base than uni did, and then you can self-learn your way right to the top if you wanted. Yeah, YouTube University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
like how? Okay, let's say like there's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
What would you say? Okay, what would you say his first step should be then? Because let's say you're saying basically college is pointless, university is pointless, but applying for these companies, they're gonna look for these things. I'm guessing.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of game development companies don't really look at qualifications as much as I thought they did.
look at the game.
They look at what you're doing.
So what would you say then? Go straight.
I actually would say probably if it's a kid that's trying to get into it, education first, because then you have a basis and you have a qualification to your name, and never just skip out education.
But why should do the education thing? You reckon you should be experimenting on the side?
100%. I think because you should do a side thing. You should always be doing a side thing anyway. But then if you're studying full time, you can have a side thing to keep improving what you already know. And then when you leave college, you'll be at a very good point to be like, man, I'm just going to make my own game, or I want to work for a studio and have the backing to do so, the knowledge to do so. Yeah.
That's six though.
It's complicated in the sense that it's competitive. That everybody who wants to do it thinks that, oh, it's going to be really easy, and then everybody just applies for jobs and once it's mad because it's competitive, but once you're in, and it's like a weird clique. Every studio just knows each other, and it's weird. It's like a cult, man.
Okay.
it's
like you reckon you could tell a game developer if you just seen one?
Probably, yeah. Like if you, sometimes I'm at work or like around the work pub. We have one built into work, and people. Well, sometimes somebody came in. I was like, "Oh, I know you. You're ZAHID." I was like, "I have no idea who you are, bro." And because he also works in the game development studio nearby, but he sees my work, so that's how he knew me. And it's like, there's a cult happening, man.
So when are we gonna get the Strive Studio workshops?
The workshops?
Yeah.
Workshop?
Yeah.
What's up?
So like you'd probably go to like a school or university or a college or something, and just like basically explain your story, tell them, explain to them
about the game itself.
The game itself, how to get into gaming.
Oh, but yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I think
Would you ever do that? Would you ever consider that?
I would volunteer to talk to kids at school and stuff. I mean, there's a thing that we're going to do soon to do that, because people are interested in it, but there's not a lot of representation, in honesty, being brown and all in the game industry. It's a big rarity, you know. And I feel like if I went to like schools like I went to, where nobody would think to do it, it'd be much more useful, and they'd probably get something out of it rather than somebody going in and talking about a different thing that everyone wants to do because they've been told by their parents. I think that representation is needed nowadays.
That's some real last place issue.
It is. It's a complicated one, that is. Just because, especially in Birmingham, growing up here, going to school, I went to Moseley School as well, so that school was just... The school was great. Just I can't really say these kind of things, can I?
No.
It was great. Let's move on.
I knew exactly what you was about to say.
Let's carry on. Let's carry on.
Yeah. We'd have to bleep that. I mean, you could say it, you could bleep it, but...
He ain't saying nothing wrong.
I know what he's going to say, though. But yeah, let's not. But yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. So like, where do you see yourself in 5-10 years time then with Stride?
I do want my own company sorted out by like in the next 2 years. To the point where this game's done, and it's hopefully selling decently, so I can get my own house and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Because living in Cambridge is expensive, man. Want my own house, want to start everything up like that. Family stuff, making sure family's all good. After that, but that's like very immediate future. That's like 2 years' time.
Yeah.
After that, I want to push to get this company working to a point where I have my own studio, physical office studio, and that people are actually working in there. We're working towards the next thing and the next big game. But I don't know what it is, but I just don't have that mentality to behave like, oh, I'm a CEO, I'm the shit, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, I want to be in the trenches the whole time with everyone, work through it. Because I don't know, that's the only thing I know how to do at the moment, right? And managing people, not yet, can't do it, if I'm honest.
So like, you want to have your own game company and actually like have the studio and all that stuff. Yeah. Would you want to stay independent, or would you take an offer from like a Sony or a Microsoft if they wanted to buy you out?
How much though? No, that's the question. that's the question. It's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Money, the right number comes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care. I'm not about money, but how much money?
Not facts.
Them man are playing with billions like it's...
Yeah, imagine that if it was millions. Imagine like, yo, here's 100 mil.
That's what I'm saying. If they say Strive Studio, we see what you're doing. We want to make you exclusive, and we want to fund and help whatever.
Imagine that.
Well,
that would be great.
This is what happens, bro.
This might be some free game right now, but this is why. Imagine like you get proper advanced in the VR thing before the VR thing pops.
Oh man, I'm excited for making a VR game.
You know what I'm trying to say? Imagine being so advanced in the VR thing before the VR thing pops. You think all these billion-pound companies are going to think of spending hundreds of millions in research and development if there's someone out there that they could buy for 100 million to start working on VR if you're already doing that?
That's a very good point, you know. We should charge them more.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you've already mastered VR, yeah, and there's someone like Meta that's spending billions of pounds in the VR industry, yeah, if you are a company that would take 100 million, these companies will come and knock on your door and buy you out.
And they could buy projects as well, innit?
Yeah,
they don't even have to buy you as a whole company. They could be like, that VR project you're working on, we want this.
Yeah.
We want to make it exclusive to our platform, and then they could just dash whatever they're dashing at.
You can negotiate stuff.
Yeah, and you can keep your own IPs and
you can negotiate IPs and keep them, which is great. Yeah, partnerships. So it's like investment into yours. So when profits come, we take this much. It's percentages and stuff. Yeah. It's always different though. I've not gone through it just yet, but hopefully soon.
It will come, bro.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about relationships and settling down, because we had this conversation.
Well, that's a jump, Hunter.
We had this conversation on camera.
How to drag.
So let's know what. That's an interesting question. I got a question to ask you then.
Okay.
So when you was doing all these 14-hour work days and stuff like that, like, how did you
maintain a relationship?
Oh, was you in a relationship at that time?
I don't fucking remember.
Damn, there goes shorty.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Well, it made life a lot easier then.
Do you feel like you could have been in a relationship whilst you was
No,
grafting like
100% no.
Do you say that now because, you know, of all the time and hours you put in?
Yeah.
But you have to remember, like, if you probably was in a relationship, you probably would have like he was doing 14 hours, you probably would have done 10 and spent 4 with her.
Yeah, but then
like 5, bro.
No, but I'm just dividing it.
the reason why I say that, because I look at the example of now as well, and it's like I'm still working silly hours. I've tried to be in situations that have a relationship, but it's never worked out because of how much I want to work. And the times that when you're free are so inconvenient for the other person that it's like they don't want to chat. They don't want to. Well, it's 2 a.m. What are you doing? It's just silly stuff like that, and it's really hard to find somebody compatible in that. But I think that goes for a lot of people. Like even Elon Musk, for example, like that motherfucker is like single as fuck because he works 16 hours a day or something. Yeah, he's a nut job. I rate him though.
When you got that passion, that's what.
Yeah,
it's not even like you're thinking I'm working 16 hours a day. You just work and just look up like shit. It's been 16 hours.
Goes to sleep in the office on the sofa.
Yeah. I reckon Elon opens his eyes and about to change the world. Yeah, this is means to go change the world. Mad, like you just
it's just
time to go open a new company.
Hunger and desire, but yeah, it's true. I feel like being like I don't know how to put this, but like being so goal orientated and wanting to do certain things, it's like to be in a relationship, like it takes a special person to like stand by the side of you and understand that in it.
Everybody's different, so it's like you all have different wants and needs, right? Everybody does, and if depending on your situation, your wants and needs will probably change, and depending on the person you're chatting to, or that you want, I feel it's very hard to find that in that comparison, especially if you're hidden away, working away constantly. Like, how are you going to get the chance to do any of that? And then when you do want your wants and needs to come around, you want to communicate. You want to go out and do something. You want to do something. It's hard because you're doing at inconvenient times for the other person. So it's just weird that you're trying to graft, but it's inconvenient for other people. That's fucking mental.
And like you said, you're locked away. Like you don't work a normal job, a quote unquote normal job. So it's not like, you know,
I'm a weirdo in it. I'm gonna work weird jobs.
Yo, it's not like you're doing a 9 to 5 and you get, you know, you got your hours off, whatever. Like you're coming from work.
Friday.
Yeah, bro. Like you're coming from work, and like this is why, man, I appreciate you coming because I know you probably think I could be at work right now. You know
I legit thought that. I saw the time like, no, I could be back home grafting it out right now.
That facts, but this is why, man, I appreciate because I know that you could be bettering yourself or working or but you don't do a normal job, so you're gonna have the extra hours after you're finishing work. So for somebody has to be super duper special.
But then this is where the problem is, because then you're gonna look at it like, yo, my goal or this special person, and you're gonna always choose your goal in it because like I need to make my idea come to like get this goal in it. So it's like,
oh man, I don't feel like the goal and the person should ever be in a point where you decide between them.
But you know what?
That's the thing.
We live in a society today where a girl, you can just tell your girl, okay, this is what I'm doing, and she can just look at her phone and see this person out on a dinner date, this person on holiday, and then she's gonna
and get all jealous and stuff.
Why are you not going on the holiday? Blah blah.
And you're like, I'm grafting, woman.
All he does is sit behind a computer.
So
it's true.
It's one of them ones where it's like
it's hard.
You have to choose between the two.
I reckon I can't say the only, but I reckon like a compatible person would be somebody in the same industry.
No, because then when he wants time off, and he's gonna look at her like, let's chill.
But then he'll understand more.
You know what? I don't know. You know, I've never really got. I have a rule though. I just no one at work ever.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Never break it. Oh my days! What's he uncovered? No one at work. It should be a rule for everyone ever.
This is how he looked at me. Oh God.
How about you just isolating with that safety?
No.
But yeah, I think it'd be weirdly competitive. Like,
Sorry, he's working with
it'd be
that.
weirdly competitive to be with somebody in the same industry. And maybe I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just feel like that would just be the
Let's just
most
focus on
understanding.
ourselves.
Yeah. Just do the graph. Maybe they'll come. Maybe not. Maybe, get cats. I don't fucking know. But genuinely, I do think that relationship part, especially if you're trying to graph that much for your goal, is the harder thing, because you're going to be so focused on what you're doing. You won't really, and this is the thing I was thinking about the other day, actually, you won't really get a chance to think. You don't really get a chance to stop and think about these things.
Now, facts.
Because you're just sitting there blasting out your work every day. So you don't sit there and think about your, for example, mental health or just about general things. You think about gym when you're in gym, but when you're in gym, you're smashing it out and you're not
Just in
thinking.
the moment,
You're thinking about your workouts. When you're cooking, you're not thinking about what's happening tomorrow. You're thinking about what you're doing. Then you're back to work. You don't get a chance to think.
And this is what, going back to the hater thing, like, this is why it's so interesting, because it's like, someone might look at Elon Musk and hate on Elon Musk. But if it was a thing like, okay, Elon Musk would say, okay, everyone that hates on me, we're going to swap brains for the day. They'll be like, no, take out your brain. After like an hour,
Yeah.
they'll be like, take out your brain. I can't handle this. I can't handle all these ideas and all of these things that go on in my head. So it's like,
They don't know what you're going through.
like with what you're going through and what you're doing is like, it requires a certain, like, being a creative and having all these ideas and being in whatever industry you're in, or a business person or whatever, like, your mind is always on go.
Yeah.
So even like being in a relationship, like, you might meet a girl now and you might be like, okay, when I get this game out, I'm gonna chill. But then you might be close to getting you might be thinking about another game now.
Yeah. Things can change.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
something that, I feel like a lot of people want promises and false promises that people don't understand. They want promises now for something that you're trying to chase. To the point when you get to that point, you don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. You're at that point. You've got what you want. You're going to decide on something different, man. And then the thing you promise is no longer a promise. It's a false promise.
Yeah, but
you
it's not like your fault though.
It isn't, because you have to. Like, some people want you to be, I promise you won't do this. Man, what the fuck's a promise? Promises change every day.
Yeah, now 100%. Well, it sounds like such a scumbag term, yeah. But this is why I always say go with the flow, innit? But it can be perceived as a scumbag term. Like,
It can.
You're telling me.
When you really mean that, to go with the flow, and you really mean it, then it's calm.
Yeah,
but
but
but when people say let's go with the flow and they know exactly what their motive is, that's what it's scummy.
Okay, yeah, true.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you know you want to just go with the flow, you see when it takes you. You're not against the idea of a relationship or doing something, or you know what I'm trying to say. That's you really going with the flow. But if you know I'm never doing this, but I say I'm gonna go with the flow anyway because it sounds sweet. That's what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time at the ages you are now and what you've experienced and matured to, you probably know what you want, and probably everybody does know what they want. So when you're grafting it out in the back of your head, you think, I know what I want and I know what I'd be happy with. So you don't think about it again. When somebody does pop into your life, you'd associate them with what you've thought about. Do they fit this? Are they compatible with this? Because I'm doing the graft anyway. No, you're not going to stop grafting after a few months.
But do you feel like you should make, like you're saying, do you feel like you should make that decision based on where you're at now, or where you see yourself being at?
I think both, where you're at now, this is what I'm doing. And then at the end, it may be up in the air. Maybe moving on to the next project. I don't know. But if that person you're going to be with is happy with that, and they're like, yeah, I support that, man, you're a winner. You're chilling then. But support is it's not a common thing nowadays.
Facts.
From,
you ain't never lying.
From relationship, from friends, from
Support
anyone.
period.
People pretend to be supportive, man. Oh yeah, your game looks sick. Oh yeah, does it? Like, you get it all the time, but then you get actual people who actually give a shit, and they give you like I said earlier, everybody gives you feedback. They say, "No, this looks shit." I appreciate those people a lot more because they're not just glazing over your shit. Could be the same as if somebody's watching your podcast and if they're constantly giving you good feedback all the time, and some people might be pulling out stuff that you dislike, and you're like, "Oh, I disagree with it." Would you see that as, oh, that person's a prick, for example, or you're saying, oh, maybe we could talk about something in a different manner or different way, or see it in a different way? It's support's weird, man.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the angle the person comes from as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
If
depends
it's
on-
malicious,
Yeah.
then they can fuck
That's
themselves.
I just say
that's what
this podcast is
support.
not for you.
Yeah, support can turn into hate, innit?
Our work's not for you, basically.
Yeah,
Carry on.
my
you know.
game's not for you.
Exactly, but some people want that. They want that last say.
Yeah.
They toss off to it, man. Fucking weird people, man. This is getting passionate. This is getting deep.
Well, you know what it is?
Be like that, bro.
It's one of them things where you have to try not to consume yourself with those type of people and not be so like, okay, I know everything and everything's going perfectly well and I don't need to listen to the criticism, but like those people, don't let those people be louder than the people that are like, you know what, you got a great game, innit?
Yeah, the minority that are shouting negative things, for me, is always louder. If somebody says something to me in a message, in the DMs, in a request, and I'll go hunt that fucker right down and look at it, and he's saying something bad, I can't help myself. I have to respond. Suck your mum, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can't stop it. It's been like this since I started the game. And all my friends are like, nah, leave it. You don't need to. You don't need this. No, I need this. I need to let him know.
It's the kind of industry you're in as well, though, isn't it? Like, you kind of do need feedback. Well, you need feedback.
You
innit?
do, and we live in my opinion, gaming is the most toxic. It has the most toxic community.
Because if your game has something that people dislike, they will never come back to your game again. Like, you have to fix that.
Nah, facts.
If they say, why do I keep falling through the ground? And if he was a self-centered person, I was like, yo, it's my game. I want you to fall through the ground.
Or,
people are just going to say,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, update.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, as soon as somebody tells me there's something broken in the game, I'm like shit, and go run back home and fix it, put it out, and then sit there quietly and be like, I hope it doesn't break.
So it's just finding that balance in it. It's like, you listen to the criticism and don't confuse criticism with people hating as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing as well. So like when people criticize,
Very subtle. It's very subtle. Man.
It's a thin line. Don't get me wrong. There's a thin line, but
Man, it's so thin. I fucking can't tell half the time. I'm starting the wrong people.
That's what we call microaggressions.
Microaggression.
It's like, I see what you're doing, man. That's a great little game you got there.
That's so true, motherfuckers.
when we get that work,
They can't help themselves with their was there.
facts.
I have respect for people that don't respond to these people. That's like, fuck them. Carry on doing what they're doing. I want to be like that, but now I have to start on all of them. I don't know why. I'm going down swinging. I don't care.
You know what? It's because you've created like this is like your passion.
It's like your baby thing.
If you didn't give a shit about it, you just look at it like people probably don't care that people say they got shit clothes.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Oh God, no.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like you could eat when you're passionate about something. It's like, okay, I need to reply to this person. Like if you was to if you probably was to like at Kanye and say Yeezys are shit, and you used to get 1,000 retweets, he'd probably respond to you.
Yeah,
because he cares.
That sounds like an experiment waiting to happen. You know,
I'm not doing that. I love that, man.
But there's people out there that are so passionate about what they're doing, like the little things and the little comments they do care about.
And he would. I don't even think he'll spaz out. He'd say like, DM me, tell me exactly what's wrong.
Yeah,
he does have that mindset.
But that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah,
it's a good mindset to have.
I'll get the Yeezy team on it straight away.
Yeah,
and then he'll improve it and then send the person who gave the criticism a lifetime supply Yeezy or something.
Yeah,
for helping him. Like, he's one of the men that will put you in the creators notes. This person helped me with the new Yeezy point.
Isn't it?
He said if somebody said, "Oh, that snare's a bit," like if somebody walked into that room and said that snare's a bit loud, he'll add them to the list of creators. Yeah.
That's mad.
If somebody's like, he'll ask a pizza man, what did he think of it? And then he'll be like, oh, the kick's a bit loud, and then he'll turn the kick down, and then he'll ask.
Man, you know what? We should message him and just write some random shit. It's too beige, and then that's it.
And they'll be like, Zahid, the Last Place podcast, episode 8, boys, helped curate this. Facts.
Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I don't even know.
You said when do you realistically, not realistically, I don't like that word, but when do you feel that your game will be out? Why?
I think like mid next year,
Okay.
That's when the nightmare will end. I say that, hopefully.
The beautiful nightmare.
It's a bitch to do, but I love doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I didn't work on it on a daily basis, I think I'd just be fucking bored, Yeah. I don't know what else we do on that day.
Working, come home, gym.
Go make some banging food. Bolognese.
Stare at your ceiling.
Stare at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I was just thinking about, you know, when you're bored, you just stare at your ceiling.
Yeah.
You ain't got
Go
nothing to
gym,
do.
make food, stare at the ceiling, then put on net. Oh no, I don't even watch shows.
Oh God, Netflix.
What? This is why, like, it's important to have like that side thing in it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not
Passion,
killing
a
your
passion
focus.
at that.
It's also good to have breaks as well. Like, yeah, you kill yourself for as many times and hours a day, but then having a break to, like, I don't know, an hour at the end to do whatever you need to do. I don't know.
Like you're saying, you're on Croatia.
Yeah.
I bet that must have been hard for you to be like, I have to take this amount of time.
Yeah, it is really harder.
Joke's on you. He's bringing his laptop.
It's in this bag right here.
I respect the hustle, bro.
I literally
Are you actually going to be doing anything when you're on holiday?
Yeah, I'm going to be rewriting the story script. Like, just like...
Oh, it's sunlight, but you're going to be
It's
on,
light,
but you're gonna be on a
it's
beach.
light. On a beach, just
yeah,
rewriting
yeah,
the script.
But you can't listen, do you feel like you can ever switch off?
I don't know why. I don't know how people can chill. How can you? Like, you go to a beach and you lie down and it's like, oh yes, beach, I'm chilling. Now
Sand.
what? Now fucking what? Like you just said, I'm tanning, bro. I'm brown. Why would I tan? Like, it doesn't make sense. So it's I don't know. I just get really bored really quickly.
So
When
you,
I'm not doing
so
something.
you need this. This was your thing that you was. This
This
was
is
the
why
thing.
some people have like 5 businesses that they'll be working on at one time because like their mind
'cause,
can facilitate it.
Yeah, they can, and if they can, that's amazing. Like, why should anybody tell them to chill? Well, there's a lot of fucking people that keep telling me I need a break, and these people chill, and I'm gonna be careful what I say. They chill a lot. They don't do as much, which is fair enough. They do what they need to do, and then they're done. They respect their time, for example, and then they're telling me to chill when I'm killing myself trying to do all this work all the time. And I've never liked that. I've always thought, why bring me down to that level that I'm just going to sit around doing nothing?
We're taking 2 ways on it because they could just genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
Because they could see that you're actually doing. You go into work and then coming home and doing 14 hours and you do this 7 days a week. So
Yeah.
they could genuinely care. But then
Yeah, because he's like that. He would say chill. Well, I would never look at that like him telling me calm down.
Yeah, there's difference. I think when
Yeah.
friends say it, but then when it's like people in passing say it.
But then there's the relaxed one where it's like, man, you need to chill, man.
Yeah, that-
You
yeah,
need
that
to
was-
do. He says, live a little.
Not non-serious
You know,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
And they're not really doing anything with their life. So it's like when they're saying live a little, they're looking at you like, how are you doing?
Geezer, you're staring at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Watching Netflix.
Basically,
That's fucked. YouTube, Beta Squad. I love Beta Squad though, I'm not going to lie. I love watching them.
So wait, I want to ask you a question then. What are your ways to escape then from what you're doing? Like to just take your mind off it?
Sometimes, well, most weekends I either come, not most, but a few, I come down back to Birmingham to see friends. But when I'm not, I don't. If I'm not doing anything those weekends or got anything planned, I work straight through them.
The life of
Yeah, so yeah. There's no, if somebody tells me, come, let's do something, I'm like, safe. But I don't initiate things anymore because it's inconvenient. So it goes back into that conversation. It's inconvenient. So I don't mind waiting on others' convenience. They say, let's do something. You go do it at their convenience. It's nice. And then you go back to work. But then when you want to do it, like whenever you're free, there's always that whole planning. Oh, I'm free this day or that day or whatever. I just feel like some people need to be able to drop things. They say they're busy sometimes doing fuck all. But then you're in the situation where like, don't worry, I'll drop this stuff so I can come chill with you kind of thing. Because I do believe, having that health, mental health, spend time with your friends, family. 100%. You have to do it. 100%. If you don't, you'll go crazy, man.
Because when you get to the end goal or whatever, and you look around, it's like, I didn't spend no time on these relationships.
Yeah.
Now I'm here by myself. Like
you'll be on your ones. You'll be in a fucking expensive ass apartment or money alone.
Yeah.
And it's just, it'll be shit.
So it's finding that balance as you're saying, like even if it's fucking one day.
Yeah, like showing people
facts.
you give a shit about your friends, give a shit about your family and mumsy and everyone. Even though like
It can be hard.
Yeah, it'll be hard. Like my mum talks for ages on the phone and she always wants to talk all the time, but then I'm not gonna ever disregard a call from her kind of thing ever.
Because one day that call might not come.
Exactly. Oh,
It's real
that hit, man. Fuck it. Oh god.
shit, though.
Yeah, that's like, appreciating that kind of stuff. The same thing might happen with friends. It could be happening with anyone.
Facts.
So
I think about this daily.
Yeah, it's like you could be grafting out what you're doing, and you're hammering towards, and you're plummeting towards your goals. But if you kill off half an hour to chat to somebody you care about, or kill off an hour or two to go for a meal with your friends, it does not stop the grind. It does not stop you plummeting towards your goal.
I had to learn that.
Yeah.
I'm bad with communication. Like I look at it like sometimes I can just do what I'm doing, and it doesn't affect no one.
Yeah.
But like, if that makes like, I could just disappear for like 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, and feel like that's okay.
And you think that people would be okay with that kind of
Yeah, but I don't really realize that that's okay, because all I'm doing is thinking about what I'm doing.
And your end goal and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to learn how to find that balance of like, oh, hey,
like
you're right.
Considering other people's feelings.
Yeah.
It's mad in the time we live as well, especially the ages we're at and how things have gone down. It was different when we were younger, in my opinion, that you wouldn't really mind. You'd be like, yeah, I'll see that guy tomorrow, I'll see my friend tomorrow. Wouldn't even think about it twice. Everybody's busy now. Everybody's doing something. To see people, it's much harder.
But you know what's mad? It's so much easier to contact people as well.
Yeah.
And that's why it's mad. And that's why it's mad when, you know, you don't get a holler from someone, or you're not putting yourself out for somebody. And that's when you get a realization, because it's like, yo, this is the time where I can FaceTime. I might not be with them physically. I can video call them. I can drop them a call. I can drop them a message. But you know, you still, even though you're clouded in what you're doing, you still won't do that.
Nah, facts.
And then that's when it could hurt more for the other person, because it's like, I'm only a text or a call away. You don't have to see me. You're on the other side of the world.
Because you man look back. I ain't got socials now, and I intentionally do that.
That's both good and bad. But I think it's only bad if it's business stuff, then safe.
Yeah.
Why not?
But it's intentional that I just don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I think it's much better. Clear mind.
Then again, like you're saying, the easy way of contacting you and stuff like that, like I've disassociated myself from loads of people.
So that social norm that people contact themselves and each other on,
it's not there no more for me. So
it becomes a little harder.
But it's just one of those things you just have to find what works for you in it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can just be like, okay, I don't know if you have this problem, but like, let's say you're doing something and your phone rings, just like, oh shit, why my phone ringing?
You just look at it.
Yeah. Or you can just feel like, why is my phone ringing?
He's like, I know that all too well.
I'm doing something. Like,
I've done this. I've got this thing on the back of my phone. It's like, it's a finger that you put you hold it.
Yeah.
But when you put it on a table, it like nullifies the vibration. So all you see is the name pop up and there's a very slight. And I'm just looking. I'm like, and just stare it out. Like it's like beef. You're just staring it out, and then it ends. You're like carrying on working, and you just pretend it never happened.
But you see, that's not good though.
It isn't.
But it's like you get into that mindset of like, I need to do this, I need to do that, where it's just like, it's not anything against whoever's calling you. It's just like,
you're in the midst of like, you're in the zone.
Yeah.
You're in the zone of what you're doing, and to break that zone, and then you're going to kill off 10-20 minutes on the phone, and then get back into it, and then it's going to take, I don't know, another 20 minutes for you to get back into what you were doing, because some people take a while to get back into their stuff as well. It's not worth it, man. It's just a long gap between.
But it's one of them ones that, like you're saying, in it, like
it's something you have to learn to do, innit?
Yeah, you have to learn how to find balance, man. So even if you're doing that, it's like, okay, weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I didn't get back to you. I didn't answer your call or whatever. Let's meet, link up, or I'll FaceTime you, or let's go out for drinks, or let's go to the park, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
that effort needs to be made. I think you're right.
I've just never had that balance before, though.
Yeah.
As I said, I'll disappear for a year.
Do you have that balance, Chuck?
I got that balance.
How'd you get it?
I don't know. I think I've just always been a person who likes to stay in contact with people.
Yeah.
Like people who are really important to me. And I know that like mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I will always make the effort to reach out as much as I can. So obviously sometimes it's a lot more, you know, lengthy than I'd like it to be, or they might like it to be, but I always try to reach out, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just I don't know. It's just a thing inside of me. I just want to always check up on my people. The people that are close to me, I just want to make sure they're always good.
Maternal or paternal, or that one.
I don't know.
Caring.
Something. Yeah. Caring. Yeah, just my caring nature, bro.
Caring. Yeah.
I'm a person that I want to see people fed. I want to make sure everyone's good. You're thirsty,
100%.
whatever. Like that's something that my mum taught me, my grandma taught me. That will just always be embedded in me.
Oh man, I got a great question for you guys then.
Talk to
I know
us.
it's the opposite now, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I don't even care. So I asked this question at work, but I'm going to ask you guys because, if somebody comes to your house, do you offer them food?
Yes.
Just regardless of anything, doesn't matter. Just do you offer them food?
Nah, not always, you know.
See, it's proper mad because I've asked so many people, and most of the time it's like, no, why would I do it? And it's mental because why not though?
I just don't think about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
You know what it is? I'm not crazy, but like I'm a bit like not emotionless, but like so I can be sometimes so like not care about things like as long as like someone's good, I'm cool. Like but, like there's a lot of things I just don't think about.
So when you come to my house and I give you food, are you thinking in your head like?
I appreciate it. Bro.
Have you seen that video? Have you seen that video when the geezer gets his boy a sandwich? Yeah. He's like, yo, I made you a sandwich. He's like, yo, I made you a sandwich. He's like, a sandwich? He's like, yeah, like it's cheese and he's like, for me. It's like he's proper emotional. It's scrumptious.
It's delicious.
It's what it is, yeah. I don't ever process like I don't know if I don't I don't want to sound crazy, but I don't process certain things like normal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm saying, like not messaging someone for a certain amount of time, I'm not gonna think about that in any way. I'm not gonna care.
Yeah.
Like I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's not something I'm thinking about. Like, oh, I haven't messaged this person in ages. It's just that I don't think about it.
Is it at the time that you're occupied by something else?
Yeah. Like there's just, like other things going in my head. Not to sound like, oh, I'm Mr. Productive or I'm Mr. Busy.
Now you're forever occupied though. That's your thing.
But it's not like, oh, look at me. It's just like, that's just how I am in it. And I'm
Yeah.
just learning. Even from him, he's taught me how to be more like, yo, I won or
Sociable.
sociable. Basically, yeah.
That's the word. Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Sociable. Photosynthesis. That's a big word.
So moving on from the word of the day, I think it's time we should do the quarter of the week. That was sweet, isn't it?
Yeah,
that was sweet.
That was
Quarter of the week. Yeah, we do this and it appears.
You don't watch the visuals.
Yeah.
He's a big Spotify listener.
Spotify listener.
evangelist for Spotify. Yeah.
So quarter of the week. Who's going first? Is this me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is my quarter of the week then. So my quarter of the week this week is focus on improving yourself, not proving yourself. This one, I feel like this one hit me this week, especially because this week coming, I was supposed to do something, but I realized that I should stay in my means and focus on improving myself rather than just going to do something to, do it. It was a spontaneous move that I was going to do. I could say I was basically going to go on holiday, but I just thought it didn't make any sense because obviously, doing a last minute holiday, everything's expensive. I would have paid for it. I could have paid for it, but it just didn't make any sense to me. But now it's just made me realize I wanted to be in more of a position where I could have paid for the holiday without having to think, let's say. And, it would have been cool to be out there with people because some people still would have, put themselves in that position and, went or whatever. But to me, I just wanted to it was hard. Like I thought, there's no point me going because, I want to do other things, driving lessons, whatever.
Where were you going?
I was going to go to Portugal.
You made the right choice.
Why? Nah, but Croatia.
Ooh.
But yeah, I just thought, there's just no point me going. I just want to work, but it's awakened me now. So now it's just like whatever money I was prepared to spend on the holiday, I was going to invest it back into myself.
Yes.
No second guessing. I was willing to spend whatever this amount was. I'll put this amount to the side now and I'm going to put it into either my driving or whatever else I'm going to have going for myself or whatever. So that's what it is now. So I had to, that was like the self-reflection I had to do for improving myself. And it's made me realize that I got a lot more improving to do and I'm going to push myself to do it. I'm going to keep my head down a lot more now. So if you want to go anywhere, people don't ask me. I'm low key right now. I'm Tycoon sexo. wish I had my hood right now. All right, say less, but yeah, that's my quote of the week. So focus on improving yourself, not proving yourself. What do you think about that, Z?
I think it's fucking amazing, but just because that, I don't know, improving yourself does, I don't know. It feels like you could go and prove yourself to yourself on a daily basis, kind of thing. Like, are you better than what you were yesterday? And then you obviously would have to prove yourself that, yeah, I am doing better than yesterday. My mental health's better, or I lifted this much, or I did this much game dev, or I did this another podcast. Yeah, you are improving every day.
That's
so
true.
you're also proving yourself every day.
That's true.
Just my take. It means nothing.
A little humility in the end.
None of this means a thing.
Comes to me and more.
This is the proper Batman.
I love that. Tycho, you're up next.
So yeah, I think you guys touched on that. Amazing.
Yeah, you came with that angle, boy. I love that.
So yeah, my quote of the week is: sometimes our lives have to be completely shaken up, changed, and rearranged to relocate us to the place that we are meant to be.
That's a lengthy one, boy.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I'm basically taking that as like, just always like. Sometimes you won't. Like, we set new goals, or we get to certain places and stages in life where it's like you get to this uncomfortable place where it's like, okay, I need to do this new thing in it, and sometimes things might go in a way where it's like, shit, I'm taking an hour right now, or I'm going through this rough patch right now, but it's like it's all for the greater, it's all for the bigger picture in it.
Yeah.
It's all to push you forward. So like, you might lose certain things or go through certain whatever it is, but it's like, yo, this is meant to like build character to get you ready to take the next leap in it, to take it to that next stage. So that's what I've kind of taken from that quote still. It's just like, yeah, some things that we might be going through, whether it's like some struggles or challenges, it's all part of the big picture in it, and you just have
100%.
to stay focused.
Yeah.
And just focus on the bigger picture in it, and not really get consumed by like the challenge or whatever it is in it.
I think that relocating as well is really important, in the sense that changing your environment. It's just, I think I mentioned it earlier. That
Yeah, you did.
Because I was living in Birmingham for however long, and fucking in Spark Hill, no less. So it was not a good area, man.
Yeah.
And when I moved and changed the location, everything else, your mindset changes as well. And I believe that's a fucking good quote. I'm not saying yours isn't.
No. I lose. No joking. Nah, I know exactly what you're saying. So
So just touch on that, like, when you relocated, was it like you was in your best position and you had all your things together and you just relocated, or was it like I relocated and I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do?
When I moved to Cambridge, and I was like in this place where you still had the mindset of I live here, and it's like, it was mad. I thought, man, at any point people are just gonna behave a certain way or react. It's completely different. People are completely different, and you adapt to that and you change that, and then you worry less about certain things and worry more about other things. You can focus on more important things rather than constantly, for example, watching your back going down the street. Man, you can walk around there at like 3 a.m. and nobody will say nothing. They say hello, you want tea? It's mad. Proper pussy land.
that's right. Why is he?
I don't know. I'm just being,
Why is he?
I'm just
Nah, but I get that though, because like it's like the t-shirt thing, innit? Like there's one less thing to think about, and there's one less thing to put in your mind where you can just fill your mind with some other
like you can take one negative away, put a positive in
place.
Take one, make one.
Basically.
Ding 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 ding. Did I do it right?
Well, you know, I'm gonna animate a little gem for you for that. It's gonna be a really small one.
Just zoom into that.
Down here, yeah. I'm gonna have to,
Premiere Pro.
basically.
But yeah, nah, I fucking agree with that still. I agree with that. But yeah, anything you want to add to that?
Nah, man.
Nah, same.
Basically, what he said was very important, especially like the relocating thing. Because you see, when we go manny and that, bro, it's just like, and we don't go obviously for like business, but when we're there and we just see the air, when we smell like the air and
The fresher air.
the location and that, bro, we're just like more inspired. We're just like, yo,
More
I wanna be
oxygen in
here.
your blood.
Yeah.
You're ready for this. Let's take on the world.
Basically, like it's just you just feel great. So if man, like,
And the beautiful women as well.
yeah. So if man, I love it, blood. He's not wrong though. But if we applied all of those kind of things to business as well, whilst we was there, then it would change it. It would change everything.
Yeah. And like when you go to these other places, everyone's just happy, bro. It's like,
They are.
fuck?
It's a rat race here, man. It's a rat race in here.
Last time we went Manny, bro.
I was just about to say that. Go on.
As soon as we come off the coach, that was recording like on the. Was you gonna mention this part?
Yeah.
On the camcorder, the security guard was.
Oh my god!
What like big brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like. What?
That's not common.
Yeah, we wouldn't get that.
Yo, put that down.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. You recording me, blood?
It's mad. It's mad. Man, love Man City though, but yeah.
Yeah, I love my city, man. But the vibes over whichever sides, bro, it's different, man.
But we're trying to change that. We're trying to put out the positive message, bro.
That's it. Yeah. It starts with one person, 2 people.
Yeah, no, 3 people.
Uzi, you're the third person.
Yeah. Tune of the week now. This is the segment.
Yeah, let's hit it. I think you should go first, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tune of the week is NBA Youngboy, Red Eye.
Woo! Yeah. I need to turn off my mic because you know I talk all day about your thing, bro.
But yeah, obviously this was like when man was the man played it. I just took it in and I was like, I need to listen to this when I get in. And as soon as I got home, I was rinsing and repeating it, and I was like, yo, this tune's A1 blood. That's 2 NBA Youngboy tunes.
Yeah. Can I get a YB better, or is it still too early?
It's coming.
Say less.
It's coming.
Oh, say less.
Close. And that's a YB better between Dirk. I'm a big Dirk fan.
Yeah.
Little Dirk.
Oh yeah, that's who we're talking about, because he's like him and my other boy Tizo, huge Dirk fans. I used to say like I used to prefer Youngboy, and he used to be like, oh, he crazy. But I think over the last like month or so, we've been together a lot more.
Especially me, you shifted me a lot, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I can't lie. It's been
Youngboy shifted you a lot.
Even his new song that come out. Oh my god!
Which one? The one that came out like
yesterday.
Today. Yeah. Cold.
But yeah. That's my tune of the week still. NBA Youngboy, Red Eye.
Love that song.
Don't know any of these songs, you know. It sounds like a different language
That's
to
the
me.
playlist for.
I was gonna say Spotify playlist link will be downstairs. Will be down below in the description. All of our previous songs and guest songs have been in there as well. It's a very interesting playlist at the moment. It's actually quite sick. Can't lie.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah, very different type of music. Mm-hmm.
It's a playlist that has all the songs from the previous mention.
Yeah,
okay.
All previous tunes of the week. So from our guests, so like Foxdale, they had 2. Remy Rye from before, his one's in there as well as ours, and then Leon's before us, and then your one's gonna get added into there as well.
Are you sure? Because I'm just gonna.
Bro,
Mate,
that's what you do. That's what it's for.
Music taste,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then people, even though let's say it's like exclusive, like, let's say everyone listens to hip hop or trap, then they might hear your track, and then I'm like, who picked this? But then you'll go back and want to find out who chose this song. You know what I'm trying to say? So
marketing.
Yeah. My tune of the week this week is it's a very crazy one for me, because I didn't like this guy at all. And it's his name's Yeet. You know Yeet?
Yeet.
He's like
Let's see, brother.
I think he's white. He's like a white. Sorry if I get it wrong. He's like white, but he wears like, you know, the ballies, the shiesty masks.
Okay.
And I just didn't really get the sound because it's so super new. You know that Playboy kite kind of. And my cousin was like, "Yo, he's the future. And I was just like, whatever. You know, I like my lyrical miracle. You know, some thought process music. But I watched, there was like a YouTube video talking about like a beat breakdown for him. And I listened to the geezer make the beat, and I was like, yo, this beat's cold. And then I listened to his version with the lyrics, and I was like, yo, this geezer's actually kind of got something. So my tune of the week is Yeet, Rolling. I'm gonna add that to the Spotify playlist. But that tune for me is just mental. I don't know why. He even though he's not the most lyrical, you can tell he understands music. If you get what I'm trying to say. The pockets and the ad-libs and the way because I think he engineers himself. Yeah, he engineers himself, so he knows how to layer himself. It's mad.
And I'm saying pockets because of him. I didn't know about all this shit before.
Yeah. But yeah, Rolling by Yeet, Y-E-A-T is my tune of the week. Big Z, talk to him.
My tune of the week is, well, I've actually listened to this song a lot. It's just Redbone.
Okay.
Childish
Gambino.
Yeah. Every time I get in the car and I drive off, it's the first song that plays. Usually this week. I don't know why. It just sets the mood for the drive every time.
It's a bad
It's like you're going somewhere, you know what I mean?
What's the song about?
I don't know. It's just, I've never understood the lyrics. It's just mad. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that song.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Ding,
big vibe.
ding,
That's a
ding.
good feeling song.
It's a good song, yeah. It just sets the mood.
Drive song in it.
Yeah. And then, I don't know what she's saying though. I'm not going to lie.
As long as you feel it in your soul, that's all that matters.
That's, yeah.
Stay woke.
Yeah, I know that line.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
Yeah. That's one of them songs where if you don't know the lyrics, you know the melodies.
Yeah. It's a good vibe song.
That song's embedded into like everyone's brains.
Man, yeah, it is.
I thought you guys give us some drum and bass or something, man.
No. That's the song I've actually been listening to. Drum and bass, I just press random.
Okay.
I don't know half the names of them.
But yeah, bro.
I'd say, yo,
That's an amazing episode.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah?
I learned a lot. A lot.
Okay. I'm glad. I've shared a lot. Learned a lot.
we learned
Leveled up a lot. That's it, leveled up.
And you here? You've been listening?
Yeah.
and you didn't have to come from your busy schedule, which we really appreciate.
Don't say that. Don't. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you
boys.
came, man. Like when I messaged you, I wouldn't say I didn't expect a response, but I didn't think, you would have been so. I would have thought you would have been a bit more, what's it about? Will it benefit me, kind of thing. But you was just
Will
like,
it benefit me?
But you know what I'm trying to say. But you was like, yo, I can't wait to tell my story. Yeah, yeah. You was like, yippee. I was just like, I wasn't expecting this. So
I'm gonna share this on TikTok, and everyone's gonna lose it and follow you. They better. Because that's where I have my most followers.
Oh, whatever happens, bro. But I'm just glad we've been able to document this, and it's gonna be able to go out, and people are gonna be able to watch this, get inspired.
When
Because
Sony buys your company, and then
Yeah, imagine that. So everything that happens from now, we can look back.
facts.
Everybody's situation. See
what
what's
it's for.
Everybody's
everyone's
situation.
from
bro.
all my days. This is genius. This is way deeper than I thought. These guys,
Last place there was,
zoom in on that point.
and from there, last place they're gonna be, bro.
yes, sir. But yo, episode 8, Last Place Podcast Z. Thank you for coming. Big stretch. I'll say, yeah, that's a wrap, man.
Something cracked.
Anything that you've seen or heard of today will be in the description. Spotify playlists. Give us the names of your websites, links to the game, socials, all of that. Oh yeah, I didn't even ask them where they can find them on socials.
Yeah.
What's your social media, please?
There's a lot. Usually,
Just
on Insta, it's Zahid Games. There's no capitals, no space, no nothing. It's easy.
spell it.
ZAHID Games. No space, nothing. No Z. It's not a Z at the end. It's an S.
I see the amazing things. he's doing.
Twitter, Enenra Game. ENENRA Game. And then TikTok, Enenra Game. And then what other socials are there? In the world?
You just said
Yeah, those three are fine. Those three are fine.
yeah, we'll leave all the links on.
Yeah.
We'll do all the extras,
The link
bro.
to the game if you want to give it a try.
Yeah.
On PC. And YouTube if you're interested in hearing me chat more shit.
What's the YouTube name?
Zahid Games.
Yeah, send all of that, bro.
What's
It's-
on the YouTube?
It's like there's these devlogs where I just talk about when I started, like, and how it looks like. Visually, there's a time lapse too
Okay,
when I
yeah,
started to now.
Yeah.
So there's a few good videos.
Cool.
Send it all through, bro. But yeah, say less. Episode 8, I'd say that was a good one.
Yeah, good man.
It was amazing.
Appreciate it, man. But yeah,
Quality over quantity. That's what we're about. But yeah.
once again, episode 8. Thank you a lot for tuning in. We appreciate you all again. Hopefully, we'll see you again in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So yeah, peace and love, everyone.